1,50 m, 13 obstáculos, 16 esforços e uma velocidade de 400 metros minuto. For this course, we have a speed of 400 meters minute. And again, this course was built by the course designer international Portuguese Bernardo Costa Cabral. For this course, we have a double combination in the obstacle number 9. It's starting with an oxer and then a vertical, 9A and 9B, and also a triple combination in the obstacle number 12. 12A is a vertical, 12B an oxer, and 12C another vertical.
Et dans quelques instants, nous allons commencer cette première manche de la deuxième étape du championnat européen individuel des jeunes cavaliers. Première manche du championnat par équipe. Le parcours est composé par 13 obstacles, 16 efforts, 75 secondes. C'est le temps accordé pour cette épreuve. Un parcours construit par le chef de piste international portugais Bernardo Costa Cabral.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon. We are delighted to welcome you back to the Young Rider European Show Jumping Championships here in Vilamoura in Portugal. The Young Riders had a good rest day, well deserved. Yesterday was a day off for the Young Riders. They debuted on Tuesday. That was the opening competition against the clock. The Table C format that has launched our big start field. 83 it is that come forward for the 2021 Young Rider Europeans here in Vilamoura. That got them started. The aim was to be the quickest clear at Table C, meaning that they could have one fence down. There's a conversion between penalties into seconds, and that gave everybody a penalty score after a coefficient of 0.5 was added to the final times. And Jodie Hall-McAteer was the very best on the opening day. So Britain in a very good standing, of course, a long way to go. This is the first of the Nations Cup team rounds. There are 2 rounds still to come for the team final leaderboard. They will come back tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Western European summer time will be the kickoff time. We had a fascinating, fierce junior battle. And Belgium came out on top. They were brilliant to win the team gold ahead of Switzerland and Great Britain. But I can tell you, the Young Riders is, again, a fierce battle. Great Britain are in the driver's seat after the opening round, 4.72. Lily Atwood, Sienna Charles, Jodie Hall-McAteer and Robert Murphy, the British quartet, that are narrowly ahead. It is literally 0.6 that separates the junior European champions, Belgium, lying in the silver, 5.35 for Emily Conte, Alexandra Husson, Thibaut Philippart and Thibaut Spitz. Germany, they lie in 3rd position. Team bronze, as we sit, with 8.36. Then comes Ireland, 10.56 for the Irish in 4th position. But a very big course is awaiting to get this Team Nations Cup. First round commenced. Bernardo Costa Cabral has pulled no punches so far, to be absolutely clear. It's been top-end difficulty. It is a Europeans, and we would expect that. The history of the young riders is very interesting because the likes of Martin Fuchs, Martin was the young rider European champion in Eibrisdorf in 2012, and 2017 in Shamron went to Brian Balsinger, and they are two for the quartet that head to the Olympics in Tokyo for the Swiss. So it just shows the pattern from young rider glory to the very senior peaks of world show jumping. And looking back in the history books back to 94, that was Jerome Doubledown, who went on to become the only rider of all time to claim Olympic, world and European titles. Jerome won in Mill Street in 94. Clear of a man I'm sure you all know very well. That is Germany's Christian Allmann. Germany have been the nation to beat individually over the last two runnings. Zuidewolde in 2019 was the last competition for the young riders, and that saw gold for Philipp Schulz-Tophoff for Germany. Fontainebleau again was a German victory, Cedric Wolf claiming the 2018 title. Brian Balsinger put Switzerland on top of the young rider map in Shamron in 2017, and Germany struck another gold in Mill Street 2016 with Guido Klatter Jr. That was Qinghai ahead of Lisa Noren and Vladia Reverdin. Frank Schuttert, the tall Dutchman, he claimed Verheerd La Frontiera's Young Riders of 2013. And a name, again, you'll be very familiar with, one in Portugal. Last time the Young Riders and Juniors were hosted here in Portugal, that was in Comporta back in 2011, and gold for Nicola Philipparts. Ahead of that man again, Martin Fuchs. Martin, once the Young Rider champion, twice a silver medal winner. And again, just shows that this system really is one to stick to because it simply works. 20 nations it was that came forward for the first round, and a superb start field. We have 16 nations with teams, and 15 nations brought 5 combinations to the Young Rider European Championships, and Portugal, the home nation, had 4 combinations. Individual nations with just 1 representative: Austria, Finland, Romania and Turkey. 83 it is to come for this 1.50 meter track of Bernardo Costa Cabral. 13 obstacles out on the course, 16 efforts in total because of the combinations. The first double comes just over the halfway point, 9A Oxa into the double, 9B vertical out. And the treble comes very late, so a real endurance test this afternoon. 12A vertical into the triple, 12B the Oxa, and 12C is the vertical out, and then down to 13, which is that very big Oxa just out of your picture now. 400 meters per minute is an increased speed from the juniors at 375 meters per minute this morning, and we get underway. Sit tight, have the kettle at your ready, because this is surely going to be a very exciting 3 hours that lie ahead of us. The first of the 83 gets away. Veronika Shekotorova starts the action. I've leaned to the crest of this beautiful jet black Diamondisemi Casal gelding. Big jump out over the Oxa at 3. Little later distance down to the water tray vertical. At 4, this the half turn, 180 degree back to another tall, wide blue Oxa. Water tray down to the vertical. And a very precise start from Veronika Shekotorova. She had a 6.45 penalty score on the opening day back on Tuesday afternoon. I've leaned to the crest, that little half turn, and I must say this is a beautiful piece of horsewomanship we are seeing. Out over 10. And Adelaide into the crest that is delivering a superb round here. Ah, it's a shame. Just flattened over the top of the plank before the turn for home. Well, out of the middle part of the combination, just bounces in the cups, but Veronika Shekotorova jumps a very good round. Okay, the last falls as well. Problems on the home journey with 11 and 13. Couple of fences down for our trailblazer. 2 penalties as well for exceeding the time. 10 for Veronika Shekotorova.
pela Suécia, representante da equipa sueca. Sweden is next, Ottilia Lundgren.
So 10 the score in this round, and adding to 6.45 of Veronika Shekotogorova, that is 16.45, the opening score. Second round of the Young Rider European Championships. We're live now with Sweden. Attila Lundgren, apologies for the caption. Again, slow to get a wake-up caption inputter. Attila on Come On Conrad, the new starter. Right out down to the base of the Oxer at 3. Westphalian, he's a young 8-year-old only. Komilfo crossed to Come On. Komilfo, the Corner de Blensky Ratina Z, Ludger Beerbaum's double Olympic gold medal winner. Komilfo's mother. Attila starting very nicely. 8.43 was her penalty score on the opening day to lie in 60th position. This is the half-turn jink back to the double 9A, sadly, goes. Sweden had a very good silver. That was Petra Andersson in behind Martin Fuchs in Eibrisdorf in 2012. One of these superb Stefex jockey stable riders. Come On Conrad is coming down to the final fence in Vilamoura. Stands well off it. It is going to be one time penalty as well. 9 for Attila Lundgren and Come On Conrad.
Et 9 points pour dépassement du temps accordé, 77 secondes, 77.
So now it's Denmark, Theodore, Linda, and Salto de Noves, HDC.
Le Danemark est en piste avec Theodore Linde qui monte Salto de Noves, HDC.
The new starter, delighted to welcome the first for Denmark this afternoon. Theodore Linde is away. Salto de Nove HDC is his lovely self-Francais 15-year-old. Talok M crossed to Le Sartier, owned by Christian Linde this one. And Theodore brings a 6.75 penalty score from the opening round. He lay in 47th position. Turns back to the Rainbow Oxer at 8. It goes sadly. It's a big old track, this 1.50 m under the blazing Algarve sun. And also Forders out of the combination 9B for the 2 rails down for Theodore Linde. That plank, I think, is going to be Heartbreak City this afternoon. It comes late. It's very delicate. A real endurance test here, both in terms of the length of the course and some very big obstacles coming for home. And that Oxer is also going to take a lot of jumping. He is inside the time and a couple of rails down for Theodore Linde. 8 penalties out on Bernardo Costa Cabral's course, and a combined score, including the first round, is 14.75.
Total provisoire 14.75 pour Theodore et Salto de Nove.
And for the Danish rider, we have a total of 14.75 from the championship individuals. And now it's number 4 from Switzerland, Gill Muller riding Joanna CB.
La Suisse est en piste avec Gill Muller et Joanna CB.
Well, as we say, 2 of the current Olympic Swiss team are former Young Rider European champions. Something amazingly Steve Gerda didn't claim. Not much Steve hasn't won. And Gill Muller out on the course for the Swiss nation. Joanna CB is off to a super start. Punchy opening to their round. Gill brings 7.28 from the opening competition. This mare, she's a lovely 10-year-old Yukato daughter, owned by Gill, Lynn Muller and Marvin Muller. Back now to the Rainbow Oxer. That is beefy out of a tight enough turn. Then this dogleg approach to the double is crucial. And Gill Muller rides that to perfection. Joanna CB to post the first clear of the young rider. Second round, first of the Team Nations Cup rounds. And the continuation of the individuals. He bounces the mare on her hocks into the treble. This is a very precise, good round. Jump the last, and whoa, we were so close to being in business. He is out of the time as well. It was a great effort. Gill Muller takes the back bar of that enormous oxer on the home run. One time as well. 5. Giovanna CB completing.
5.1 pour dépassement de temps. 76 secondes 98 et total du championnat 12,28.
I will focus mainly, ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know my mindset into this round, mainly on the individual scores. The team will become a lot clearer after this round, of course, as we get through the competition. I will update you as to team standings, but forgive me if I keep my eye on the individual status. With a lot of mileage left in the team competition. Now this caption is, I'm afraid, wrong. We are with Alessia Arrigo Zazanti for Turkey. And it is a faltering start for the young Turk, I'm afraid. 5.46 was a very bright start to her week on Tuesday. Lying 37th position of the 83 that started. Big stride she sees down over the vertical. Dawson, he's a young gun, 8 years of age. Diamond de Semi crossed to Dora de la Pierre. Blue blood breeding, forgive me. I'll get my lunch evacuated in a minute and be a lot more precise in my pronunciation. Couple down for Alessia Zazanti. Dawson, 8 years of age only, 8 penalties on his card. It's a big old test for a young horse, and we have respect for the Turkish round just completing. Slithers over the final fence as well, but it is the 2 rails down, 8 jumping, and another one. The time needs a bit of, certainly, an attacking ride. 1 time 9 is the score, and a total 14.46 with the 5.46 from day 1. Now this is certainly Jeanne Sadra. I've enjoyed watching her. I've been down at Upside Jumping Grimaud Golf to Saint-Tropez for the last 3 years, and this lady is a regular in the Saint-Tropez sun. She's a very talented rider. Jeanne Sadra, we welcome. She made her 5-star Grand Prix debut last year in Grimaud with Van An. And she's regularly knocking on the senior door currently, 19 years of age only. Her sister Louise Sadra, 16. They're both really starting to build up into the senior echelons of the sport. And Jeanne, at her debut Young Riders, she brings 3.38 from day 1, 13th position. This is the 13-year-old stallion, Unforgettable Danville, on the course. Her partner, 2 years ago in Zuidewolde in the Netherlands, 20th individually was their result. Apologies again, we've got the wrong caption. I think it's a sangria causing havoc with our caption inputter. Kimosa van het Kritterhof will come soon. They led after the opening competition, Jodie Hall-McAteer, but Jeanne Sadra is jumping beautifully. This horse is so scopy. World number 293, part of the winning Nations Cup team for the young riders in Cabourg, early June at home in France. And this is a very good round. The last goes, I'm afraid, and we've gone from France to Britain to Turkey. There is a virus in our caption inputter. And Jean Sadra takes the last fence down. I will confirm that score for you in just a moment. But it looks to be just the one down for Jean Sadra. And I'm pretty sure 7.38 will be her total.
Estamos então a disputar a segunda classificativa e primeiro round da primeira mão da Taça das Nações de Jovens Cavaleiros, prova a 1,50 m, com tempo concedido de 75 segundos. Em pista temos então a Amazona.
Yes, that is the confirmed score. Well inside the time. Just the one down for Jean Sadra. Apologies for the virus in our graphics and our score system. We will get that. It is the one fence down, 4 penalties, and Jean will take 7.38 forward. The next to come, and it is a really tough start for the lady who was superb, led the opening day's competition with 0. On course now, Jodie McAteer for Great Britain. Led the 83 strong field, was a brilliant opening performance, but I'm afraid today it's another picture. The very first fence goes. Kimosa van Het Kritrhoff is on course, 11 years of age, Chatsman, Eros Platier. Jodie McAteer now has just got to keep a very calm pose on the horse's back. Don't let any nerves come into the picture, and I'm afraid things are slipping out of the Brits' hands as the Oxer at 8 and 9 also going. So 12 is on the card here. Jodie McAteer has had a really rough start. Jodie McAteer runs down to the last fence, but I'm sad to say it is 16 in total. After that brilliant start, you can but feel for Jodie Hall. It is 16 for Kimosa van Het Kritrhoff. A hard round for the young Brit to swallow. 16 is the total.
Total DH.
Donc, il y a un total de 16 points pour Jodie McAteer. Et maintenant, nous avons la Belgique en piste avec Thibaut Spitz qui monte Classic Touch.
The new starter. This is the big grey on course for the country that won the European Junior team title in brilliant style this morning. Belgium's Thibaut Spitz is up and running. Classic Touch DH is his 10-year-old Casal Corrado, the first daughter, owned by the Diverse Hagen company, bred by Johan Peter Lass. And this lovely Classic Touch starts well. Thibaut Spitz is right in the hunt individually. 1.14, but I'm afraid a foot in the water is going to dash his individual medal chances. That's a real shame. It started beautifully. It's a big wide spread on that water. Classic Touch down to the double 9A, 9B, 9A, causing already early influence. This is the 9th of the 83. If you're just joining us, a very good afternoon. Welcome to Vilamoura. This is the second Young Rider European round, the first of the Team Nations Cup. They'll complete tomorrow morning, and then we'll come back on Sunday for the individual Young Rider final, which Thibaut Spitz was going to be really part of, and I'm afraid that foot in the water is very costly. 4 penalties he must add, and his total going into tomorrow morning, 1.14 plus the 4, 5.14 for Thibaut Spitz.
4 points, 73 secondes, 88 centièmes. Total du championnat, 5.14.
Time for Czech Republic number 10, Linda Portochova riding Felino.
Et la République tchèque est en piste avec Linda Portochova qui monte Felino.
Linda Portochova is away for the Czech Republic. The Czech finished very well up in 6th position. In the juniors, they were so impressive, the Czech junior squad. And Linda brings Felino to the early part of the course. She's a young mare, 11. The daughter of Weaver, jumping, owned by Pavlina Portochova. They get close to the water, but I think just get out of jail. And then got very deep into the vertical. But again, Felino, very careful. Linda now just needs to just steady the ship into this double because it is treacherous, this Osterman. Beautifully through. 6.16 their opening day score. Felino is showing this course a clean pair of heels. This is great for the Czech rider down to the treble. Home journey. Time is going to be fairly tight. I think they're just okay. And Felino has jumped and absolutely, oh, what a shame. It was a superb round. That Oxer right before the finish line is a monster. And it comes down again. Yes, was just over the time. 5 penalties for Linda Portochova. Felino completing with 5. And yes, with a 6.16 from the opening day, 11.16 is the Czech score they carry forward to tomorrow morning.
Un total de 11,16 pour Linda et Felino.
And for the Team Island, we have Jack Ryan, number 11 of the starting list, riding BBS McGregor.
Et c'est le tour de l'Irlande avec Jack Ryan qui monte BBS McGregor.
This man is superbly experienced. This is his 8th Youth European Championships, his debut at young rider level. Delighted to welcome Jack Ryan. Gets away for Ireland. BBS McGregor is off to a powerful start. And I'm afraid just flattening the water tray vertical at 4. After that, related distance between 3 to 4. Jack Ryan is going at a lightning pace here. But then, I tell you, that was fingertip control. Just got BBS McGregor back on his hocks very carefully. Irish sport horse, 9 years of age only. The son of the great Cardento. Crossed to Mark Twain here. Jack Ryan slithers through that big pair of fences, 9A, 9B. That is going to cause a lot of influence as we go forward through the afternoon. BBS McGregor again, sharp turn, spun on a sixpence back into the plank, and now the big treble, just that early mistake at 4. It's been a good round here for Jack Ryan, and BBS McGregor is well inside time. And yeah, they jumped the last fence. It takes some jumping. 4 penalties it is for BBS McGregor. Jack Ryan, one of the best rounds of the afternoon with just that early mistake. His debut Young Rider Europeans. He's got all the experience with 7 Youth Europeans under his saddle so far. Jack Ryan will add to his opening day 4.83 with 4 more. 8.83 is the Irish total.
In the championship, Jack Ryan has 8.83 at the moment. So now it's France.
Well, Jeanne Sadra jumped a very good round earlier. She can think herself unlucky, and Sarah Brion trying to follow and continue the French wave here in Vilamoura. Sarah riding 4 de 8Z out on course. 10 years of age. Canan crossed to Pagano. We mentioned earlier Canan's most famous son, Nino de Buissonnet, London Olympic champion with Steve Gardin. Retired in emotional scenes in the Palexpo, the CHI Genève, 4 or 5 years ago. 4 starts very precisely. And Sarah Brion, like Jack Ryan, we just enjoyed, is again attacking, really flowing out on this course, which you've got to get the time. But it takes a little bit of resolve to really grit your teeth and say, right, it's the Europeans, but I'm going to take this one down.
So the last part of the triple combination came down. It is meaning 4 faults, 73 seconds, 17 hundredths for the French rider with 10.3 at the moment in the championship.
Et ces 4 points en 73 secondes, 17 centièmes. Total du championnat, 10.30 pour Sarah Brion et 4 fois de 8.
Next rider belongs to the team Germany. It is Enrique Osterman riding Air Force One 19.
Et c'est le tour de l'Allemagne avec Enrique Osterman qui monte Air Force One 19.
This lady part of the German team, and Germany looking to improve on their disappointing junior performance here in the young riders because they lie in team bronze. Hanna Zalman, Sunke Fallenberg, Max Hauenhorst, this lady, and Mattis Westendorp, who's in a really good position, Mattis individually. Enrique Osterman is away, but I'm afraid first blood to the course designer coming at that bright vertical off the straight line at 7. Enrique Osterman now needs just to settle again. Keep attacking, but don't get hot-headed. That is always the danger. If you're in a team position, particularly to get a bit flustered with a mistake. It is her very first Europeans as well, so all the more susceptible. But I tell you, Enrique Osterman has kept a very smooth hand on the rudder here. And Air Force One is going to be well inside time. And that is a super round. Okay, one mistake coming. Mid part of the course after the water tray at 7. But for debutants, it's a solid round. 4 to add. And 4.65 was her opening day's score. 8.65 for Enrique Osterman.
4 points en 72 secondes, 64 centièmes. Total du championnat, 8.65 pour Enrique et Air Force One.
And now we have Romani number 14 individual, Joanna Clark riding RC Lux Vivendi.
Et la Roumanie est en piste avec Joanna Clark qui monte RC Lux Vivendi.
Joanna Clark is away very smartly. It is her young rider European debut here in Vilamoura. She had 2 Balkan champs, young riders in Istanbul in Turkey. They were in 2019, but I'm afraid successive problems. Vertical and then Oxer, so RC Lux Vivendi carries 8. Those young rider Balkans were brilliant because Team Gold, 6th individually with this horse a couple of years ago. RC Lux Vivendi now, another one that just needs to not rub salt into the wound that has been opened up early on the course. Joanna Clark starting with 10.95 from day 1. Had her down the order, sadly, in 69th position. And another one goes into the combination 9A, so 12 on the Romania card. Georgetta Clark's Irish Sport horse turns for home. Yeah, just running out of a little bit of steam, a little bit of spring off the sand on the home journey. And it is going to be 5 fences down, 2 time as well. 22 for Joanna Clark. That she must add to her 10.95, so 32.95 is the total that she carries into tomorrow morning's 3rd individual competition tomorrow morning and the final team competition. As we said earlier in the programme, this young rider Europeans has got such a rich history. Jerome Doubledown went on to become Olympic, European and world champion. And Jerome took the gold ahead of Christian Alman back in '94 at Mill Street. And quite superb that 2 former young rider Europeans should be half of the Swiss team heading to Tokyo. Brian Balsinger, he won in Shamron with Closet de Lassus in 2017, and Martin Fuchs claimed gold in Ibersdorf in 2012 with Principle. Mira Hodel is away now for Norway, and Mira brings Bollyborn Asher early part of the course down over that big blue snail-flanked oxer. 9 years of age only. We've got some 8 to 9-year-olds in this 150 field for the young rider Europeans, which is remarkable given their lack of mileage. Rainbow Oxer at 8, and Muller Oliver Hodel has started here superbly. Just turning for home. 10. The lone mistake front bar of that yellow Oxer is the only error. It's been a very good round. If they can jump the last fence, going to have a time penalty as well, I think. They do jump home out over the last fence, but it is that 4 penalties for the jumping just before the turn into the home line at 10. 1 time. 5 for Bollyborn Asher and Muller Oliver Hodel. They add those 5 to 9.87. Their continuation score 14.87.
Total du championnat 14.87.
And now it's Hungary. Number 16 is Vince Jarmi riding GB Koranor.
Et nous avons la Hongrie en piste avec
just under 1/5 of the way through the Young Rider European Championship second round, and Vince Jarmi is away. He had a very good opening day, 6.07 in behind Jodie Hall-McAteer, who I'm afraid had a really tough round today, the early leader. Vince is away, JB Koranor jumping. It's a Hungarian pair, this through and through, Hungarian bred. 10 years of age, Kev crossed to Corleone. Vince Jarmi is a very good horseman, and he impressed on the opening day. JB Koranor is jumping a super round here with Vince Jarmi. Team Silver, the Youth Olympics in Buenos Aires in Argentina in 2018 with Walterstown Cruise, but I'm afraid that plank topples. I think there'll be a lot faltering at 11. It's riding well overall, but I'm afraid it is the one down and just outside of the time as well. 5 for Vince Jarmi. Great effort for the Youth Olympian. He's got a great Youth European record as well, with 7 Youth Europeans already completed. His outstanding result was with Prima in Mill Street's Juniors back in 2016. And Vince Jarmi then was 4th. And I'm afraid it is 5 for him this afternoon. Total is 11.07 to go forward into tomorrow morning.
E temos a Amazônia Italiana em pista. For Italy, Alexandra Bonafassi riding Intrigo RS.
L'Italie est en piste avec Alexandra Bonifassi qui monte Intrigo RS.
Alessandra Bonafassi down over the water. Fence number 6, and it's all intact here. Intrigo RS starting 7.32 on the opening day. Left the Italian just below the halfway point, the median market. Number 53 in our rankings. Intrigo back on his hocks. And it's a careful approach which pays ample dividends into the combination 9AB. I thought they maybe needed to attack a little bit more, but this horse is so tall, long striding. Alessandra opting for a rather more protective approach. Down now to the last combination. I'm concerned for the time, but it's been a really good jumping performance here. Intrigo RS jumped the last, and yes, it is a clear round jumping. 2-time. But that's a very good round and a beaming Alessandra Bonafassi crosses the line. 2 penalties to add. 9.32 is very solid to take forward.
2 points pour dépassement du temps accordé en 80 secondes 18 centièmes. Total du championnat 9.32 pour Alessandra et Intrigue.
And all the more impressive because her young rider debut, she was in Fontainebleau in 2018 with Intrigo, 5th with the Italian team, but well done on her young rider debut. Now we come to Mel Tyson. The Tyson family are firing on all cylinders at the moment. Sanna won the 5-star Rotterdam Grand Prix during the last month, and dad, Leon Tyson, had a super win. That was last Friday up at Falsterbo in the deep south of Sweden. As Mel gets away, Catalana, the second, is her very nice Oldenburg mare. She's 11, catapult across to Lando. They have a useful score as well, individually. 14th after day 1, 3.48. Sanna and Mel are superb riders. I love their natural flowing style, but I'm afraid the water flows at 6. Foot in the water for Catalana. Mel Tyson, world number 417 currently. Her debut, young riders as well. This riding both Zuidewolde and in Fontainebleau. Good round here for Catalana. Shame about the wet foot in the water, because otherwise it's been a super round to watch, and inside time as well. Mel Tyson here in Vilamoura, well happy with her mare. It is the 4 penalties and 7.48. It's a very quick round. She, just as I said, just kept flowing. That's the key to trying to get inside a 400 meter per minute time. That's a sharp speed for jumping 150 fences at. And well done, Mel Tyson, 7.48.
Total du championnat 7.48 pour Mel Tyson et Cartolana.
Again, Hungary number 19, we have Dora Bognar riding Kalitop.
Et la Hongrie est en piste avec le numéro 19, Dora Bognar.
Dora Bognar is our 19th to get underway, 83 in total. 20 nations coming to the young rider Europeans here in Vilamoura. And Hungary with 5, great to see. Dora Bognar makes her young rider debut. She was in Mill Street in 2016, the Children on Horses Europeans. That was a good finish. 4th with the Hungarian children's team, 24th individually. Kalitop is on course. Hanoverian, young, sorry, I meant exactly the opposite. Old gelding, contender of the first, cross to Sandro. And Kalitop down to the tall vertical. Clean start for Dora Bognar. Their last outing was a tough one. At home in Hungary World Cup in Babolna, they had to retire. Out on the World Cup track. And first blemish comes into the combination 9A. This pair together since May of 2018. Former rider of Alexandra Vindetska, fellow Hungarian jockey. Dora Bognar, though, I'm afraid, skittles out both parts into the treble. Time is exceeded as well. And it is going to be 12 jumping and 2 time. 14 is the total for Dora Bognar. 10.72 to add from the opening day. 24.72 is the Hungarian total.
Total de 14 points, 2 pour dépassement de temps accordé, 79 secondes 96 centièmes. Et total du championnat 24.72.
So still waiting for
well, just to remind you of the
first round of young riders.
Team standings. Great Britain in pole position, 4.72. Belgium in second, having claimed the Junior European team title this morning in flying style. 5.35 for Belgium. Germany, team bronze, 8.36. Then it's Ireland, Hungary, and the Netherlands. Places 4, 5, and 6. And of course, we'll close down for you on those team scores as we progress into tomorrow morning, particularly with the decisive team round to be jump starting at 9 o'clock Western European summertime. Out on course for Spain, Carlos Lafreniere, we welcome. He had a very good opening day with Soraya Rouge, this lovely 15-year-old Self-Francais mare. Tall grey, starting 5.32. 36th position, had him just up above the halfway stage on our opening day leaderboard. Carlos tracking back. Sees a great stride out of the corner to 8. It's big and wide, needs a perfect takeoff position. Gets it. And I tell you, this is a superb ride he's assembling. Wide turn to the plank, and I just hope the time's okay. I think he's on the right side of the clock, but it was a conservative line back to the plank. Carlos Lafreniere down to the final fence. Soraya Rouge is going to cross the line. Yes, I'm afraid that turn back to 11 has cost him a superb clear round, which, to be fair, he really deserved. Just dwelt in the corner. And Soraya Rouge has one only great round for Carlos Lafreniere. And 6.32 with the one time to add is his ongoing score.
Total du championnat 6.32 pour Carlos Lange et Soraya Rouge.
Time for the Russian Federation. We have Simunskaya riding Pardon.
La Russie est en piste avec le numéro 21, Maria Simunskaya qui monte Fardon.
It is the very experienced Maria Simunskaya away, competing at her 6th Youth Europeans this week. She was in Zudovoda, the last Young Rider Europeans, and it was Quinto who took her to 4 of those 5 former Youth Europeans. It is Fardon away, well enough to that vertical, sadly. First blemish for Maria Simunskaya. And then, I'm afraid, successive mistakes. Fardon, he's a Dutch 11-year-old gelding, Maria's own horse, number 21. They were here to prepare for the Young Rider Europeans at the Vilamoura Grand Prix. That was 12th place, good 1:45 finish in mid-July. Came early to get themselves absolutely in razor-sharp form. Had a good 14th as well at home in the World Cup in Moscow. That was in late June of this year. It's a bit of a faltering round, but I think it's been fairly good to watch. It's just a demanding track. And Maria Simunskaya crosses the line. It is going to be the last fence to add as well. 20 jumping, 5 fences falling, and 1 time. Fardon has 21, and Maria Simunskaya will add 7.05. 28.05 is the Russian total. Frustrating round for Maria Simunskaya.
And a total of 28.05 in the championship.
Un total de 21 points, 1 pour avoir dépassé le temps accordé, 78 secondes 20 centièmes. Et total du championnat 28.05 pour Maria et Fardon.
Kaylee Soden, the discard score, one of the 2 discard scores for Ireland's quintet coming into this first team competition. Lying in 4th position overnight, 10.56. And Kaylee Soden getting away. We have 6 more before the first break of the second Young Rider competition. Kaylee and Hodel Lederman are on the course. 13 years of age, he's a Louis Dam son. Louis Dam, the son of Guidam, famed sire, Rolf Joran Bengtsson's Ninja La Silla. Guidam's most famous progeny, individual silver in Hong Kong. In behind Eric Lamaze and the great Hickstead. And ahead of BZ Madden, an authentic was the individual medal podium in Hong Kong. Hard Lederman, chestnut like the Louis Dam Guidam offspring typically are. Owned by Charlie Soden. And okay, good enough start it. Kaylee had 11.42, 71st position after the opener. Kaylee Soden, I'm afraid, is going to add the final fence to her tally. It is 12 jumping and 1 time. Ard Liederman coming home 13 for Kaylee Soden. That is going to be 24.42, the Irish score, as they proceed here at the Young Rider European Championships.
77 secondes 38 centièmes et total du championnat 24.42 pour Kaleg et Ard Liederman.
After 22 combinations in this first round of the Nations Cup, the best result is from the Spanish rider with 1-time penalty. Time for Sweden now is Selma Hammerstrom riding seat.
Et la Suède est en piste avec le numéro 23, Selma Hammerstrom qui monte seat.
As away goes Selma Hammerstrom, the new starter. Both Ingmar and Selma, they're here this time in Vilamoura. Ingmar in the juniors this morning. He had an unlucky row down with Nicolene Dawes, sadly. He's a real talent. And Seed is out on the course for Selma. Hops over the water as if it was a mere puddle. It's not. 15 years of age, the gelding Stolzenberg across to Glückspilz. And owned by Midtjeta Hestsport and the Heslo Centre. Selma Hammerstrom. Just the one early rail. It was a superb show in Falsterbo last weekend in southern Sweden. The sport edition was very popular. It was due to be the centenary fixture this year for Falsterbo, but that will be held with a lot of anticipation for 2022. 100 glorious years on the South Swedish coast. And Seed is coming down to the final fence. Time is tight. Just the good of the clock. And it is going to be that one fence down early only. Selma Hammerstrom and Seed will go forward with 10.71. Again, apologies that your caption score is incorrect. We're working on that. And with a little bit of luck, we'll be fixed after the break. That is what we hope. But again, our apologies.
For the team of Sweden, we have Janelle Larsson riding Kingston 43.
Et numéro 24 en piste pour la Suède, Janelle Larsson qui monte Kingston 43.
This lady is a superb jockey. I've enjoyed watching her up in the likes of the Scandinavium over the last 5 or so years. Janelle Larsson is on course for Sweden. This is Kingston jumping. 9 years of age, he's a Canaan son again, crossed to Balu to Rue, so bloodlines don't come more powerful. Janelle bringing 8.34 from the opening day's competition. And it is her 5th Youth Europeans. Zurvalda Fontainebleau, Kaposhvar, the ponies in 2017. That's where Harry Allen took the Pony European title. I was there to commentate that. That was quite a celebration. And Kingston, again, like Sweden's Selma Hammerstrom, we just saw one early mistake. This pair, 4th in the Nations Cup in Hagen. Couple down in a clear round for the Swedish youth team back in mid-June. And Kingston rounding the home turn for Janelle Larsson. Couple down for them. I'm afraid it is 8 to add and time is ebbing away as well. But Janelle Larsson, she's a great jockey for the future. I'm absolutely certain. Jumps the last fence. It is those 8 penalties jumping, 2 for time as well. 80.09. 10 for Kingston. And the total 18.34. 4th last of this opening session. Day 2 of the Young Rider FEI European Show Jumping Championships.
80 secondes de 9 centièmes et total du championnat 18,34 pour Janelle et Kingston.
Denmark need to make up a little bit of ground on those above them in the team competition because they lie in 8th position. 15.17 is the Danish total. To put that in context, Germany, bronze medal score 8.36, so got to catch a little bit of ground up on Germany. Belgium and Great Britain, Laura Bering-Kjærgaard is on course. 12.51 is Fidelius G's score coming into this competition. For edition, cross to Grand Royal. And I'm afraid I was looking at the team scores and I didn't see what happened to Laura Bering. I'm sad to see. Elimination it is.
Infelizmente a queda acarreta a eliminação de uma zona.
Well, yes, that is clear then. I was just watching on the other. They were focusing on the wrong rider and horse and they were still moving. I thought there's not time to have had 2 refusals, but I'm afraid it is a fall for Fidelius G and Laura Bering-Kjærgaard, but great to see horse and rider. They are none the worse for wear, but I'm afraid it is elimination.
And number 26 is from Sweden. Sweden, Joanna Schilknecht, riding Queen of Hearts.
The Swiss juniors this morning were superb to claim Team Silver. And their young riders getting underway. They languish in 15th position. Young rider leaderboard, I'm afraid, 20.84. They've got to catch up a lot of yardage. Joanna Schildknecht is on course for the Swiss. This is Queen of Hearts jumping. Queen of Hearts, Swedish warm blood mare. She's a 10-year-old heartbeat. Cross to Guido, daughter. And Joanna Schildknecht has got a pretty useful 8.84 score. Okay, she was in 62nd position, but still, this course is proving highly influential as anticipated. And catching up individually is possible out there this afternoon. Oh, I'm afraid we have got back-to-back eliminations. Joanna Schildknecht has a misstride into the treble, and I'm very sad to see Queen of Hearts runs loose here in Vilamoura. We await pictures of Joanna Schildknecht. It didn't look like a heavy fall. And yes, I can just see the red jacket walking towards Queen of Hearts, but I'm again sad to see its elimination for Joanna Schildknecht. After a good enough round, eliminated on the run for home.
This is the second competition and first round of Nations Cup Young Riders. And with the last before our first break. Number 27 from France is Ramatou Wedrago, and Jiffy, up to you.
Well, this young lady is a real talent. It is her very first Youth European Championships. I've been watching her, impressed over the last 2 seasons at upside jumping Grimaud. Ramatou Wedrago gets away for France. She had a good opening day, 5.51. Left this talented French jockey in 38th position. And this stallion, he's a real jumper. 11 years of age. Calvaro FC crossed to Alessia. Now, I would love Ramatou Wedrago to deliver the clear I know she's capable of right here. She's a real feel horsewoman. Just gets the job done. And their last outing was in Carbourg Grand Prix. 5th position in early June. part of the winning Nations Cup team as well, in April at Opglebik, just slithers over the water. Didn't give it a lot of breathing space. But Ramatu Rodrigo is keeping a foot down to the boards as well. And still clear. That's a real shame. Just ran through the hand a little bit down into 9A and B. Just trailed the hind legs over the entrance oxer. But exciting to see how Ramatu's career develops, because she's got all the hallmarks of pure talent. And GFE Up to You is going to have just that one down. Otherwise, super round. I'd say I can think herself mildly unlucky. Didn't do a lot wrong. I thought just a fraction forward into that double. Just one down for Ramatu Rodrigo, and 9.51 is the score that will complete the first session, ladies and gentlemen. Well, clear rounds proving very thin pickings this afternoon. Bernardo Costa Cabral once again has delivered a worthy championship track here in Vilamoura. We take a short break here in this beautiful Algarve region, but do be back at your screens in 5 minutes, because things certainly are going to develop. Lily Atwood will come second after the break. She lies in 7th position after the opening round at 2.05, and Britain in a very strong position in this young rider Nations Cup team competition, with Britain lying in gold medal position. So do stay with us. We'll see you in 5 minutes. Thank you very, very much for watching. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is proving another very, very worthy test of the European Championships. It is demanding. We still wait for our first clear. We have jumped 27. And both Carlos Freo for Spain and Alessandro Bonafassi for Italy have jumped clear rounds, jumping. But both, I'm afraid, into trouble on the time, 1 and 2 time penalties respectively. We have 8 combinations that have delivered very good rounds as well, with just lone mistakes out on the course for 4 penalties. And the likes of Jean Sadra jumped very well. Ramatu Rodrigo had a very late mistake as well. There have been some great performances, but still we must look for the perfect clear round. This is the first of the Team Nations Cup rounds. Just to be clear, they do still carry the scores forward from the opening table C competition into this team opening round. There will be an identical course. There may be a change on the water jump tomorrow morning, but otherwise it will stay the same for the second and final team competition tomorrow. The standings, they're all changing because I'm sad to report, if you didn't see it, Jodie Hormakatir, she led after Tuesday's competition, but I'm afraid it was a troublesome round for the British leader, and she fell out of gold medal position, I'm sad to report. That does mean that as we go forward, those that are likely to capitalise, Hannes Alman, he's in 8th position, he'll come in about 1 hour or so with Narado. That is 2.44 for Hannes. He's right up in the mix. As is Mattis Westendorp, the other German, 1.45 for Stolido. Has him in 4th position. Francesco Corredu, Neko Fix, 1.98 again in 6th position, all still to start. And Alexander Husson, 1.07. He is the direct benefactor of the problems for Jodie Hormakatir. He lay 2nd after the opening competition, 1.07. So Belgium, having won the team junior gold this morning, can eye up the young rider individual prize as well later this afternoon. Out on course, we get back underway. Maria Barnevitz-Skau is our new starter. The Dane is off to a good start. Out over the triple bar at 2, little left-handed turn. Power fences that orange oxer at 3. Related distance down to the water tray vertical at 4. And Maria is another one not out of the individual reckoning until that bizarre moment. They totally missed their stride at the water. She's on 4.55. And that, I'm afraid, is a very costly 4-penalty addition. Sienna is her 14-year-old Stolzenberg mare, Hanoverian bred. Maria Barnevitz-Skau down to the last line, and I'm afraid a further penalty into the treble. Yeah, and another one as well. So 12 is the total. Sienna was her ride at the Junior Europeans in the Netherlands 2 years ago. That was good as well, 22nd position. But I'm afraid their young rider challenge rather faltering. Out on Bernardo Costa Cabral's course this afternoon with 12 to add. And the total is going to be 16.55.
Total du championnat 16.55 pour Maria Chou et Sienna.
Now it's number 29 from Great Britain. We have Lily Atwood with
Great Britain's juniors enjoyed a superb bronze medal this morning. And, well, Ava Vernon, one of those superb double clears for Britain that anchored the team bronze. And Lily Atwood hoping to guide the young riders to team gold, and they have started superbly. Lying in the gold medal position, Britain after the opening competition. And Lily Atwood is in a very handy 7th position. Problems for Team Quali, Jodie Hormakatir ahead of her. So lying in effect in 6th position. And I tell you, this is a brilliant start. Caribou Horta down, clear, over the water. Puts the brakes on just in time for the vertical at 7. Lily Atwood is still attacking, getting a little bit strung out down to the double, but this pair know each other backwards, and it's a beautiful ride from Lily Atwood, Caribou Horta now rolls back towards home. I must say, this is an absolutely superb round. It's the round of the afternoon and it deserves the very first clear, and it delivers.
Well done,
That was brilliant. Just set off and maintained this aggressive rhythm and really trusted her superb gelding to jump the fences, and Lily Atwood delivers. We have to wait 29 combinations. The very first clear of the afternoon, and Britain's chances of Young Rider Team Gold are given a very good boost of adrenaline.
A iniciar a prova temos o cavaleiro português Diogo Portela Mendes, monta Di Valentino C.
Et nous avons le Portugal en piste avec Diogo Portela.
Well, let's hope that the young riders can learn the Lily Atwood way, and let's have a few more clears, because they have been very few on the ground this afternoon, with just the one. Diogo Portela Mendes is away, and it's a very good start again here for the man for Portugal. Combination 30. He brings 11.69 after the table C speed class on the opening day. Yeah, I thought he got very close to the water, and he was just too close, I'm afraid. First blood to Bernardo Costa Cabral at 6. Di Valentino C has a further error into the combination. But I tell you, it's been another very good round, and not in a dissimilar style to Lily Atwood. Very punchy, strong rhythm. But I'm afraid Diogo Portela Mendes is going to have 3 fences down, and the last goes as well. I think he's been a little bit harshly treated, and a lovely reaction, because it was a good round to watch. It is 16 jumping and 1 time. 17 to add to his 11.69. 28.69 is the Portuguese closing score after the young rider second round.
17.1 pour dépassement du temps accordé en 78 secondes 31 centièmes. Total du championnat 28.69 pour Diogo Mendes et Di Valentino.
E temos em pista a Itália. Italy's next through Antonio Sotli riding Montana.
Antonio Sotila is the new starter. His debut European Championships of any colour. Pony, children, horses, junior or young rider. So we wish him very much good success. He had a good enough opening day. 8.06 on Tuesday afternoon, the first of the young rider rounds here in Vilamoura. Montana is his Hanoverian mare. She's 11. Monteblini crossed it Escudo the first, that he owns himself. And Antonio Sotile has made a very good, clean start here. And again, it is that Lily Atwood mould, punchy, attacking. And a little Hanoverian mare as well. So she can come out of a deep spot if he's over-attacked, but it's absolutely perfect from Antonio Sotila. This pair have had good form coming into the championship, 7th in Gorla Minori, the Italian Grand Prix. 5th and 2nd, 2 other classes, again, at Gorla Minori, but no. Last line is proving devilishly hard to jump, be it the triple or the final oxa. Antonio Sotila is a late victim. That was a super round. For a debutant, you can but be impressed. They've had some great form, aside from Gorla Minori and Lamprechtshausen. 3rd in the Grand Prix in Austria. 2nd, again, Team Silver. Nations Cup in Austria as well. So that was the great run of form that led to that nearly second clear round. Unlucky. 4 to add, it is for the Italian, and 12.06 is the total for Antonio Sotile to go forward. Emily Conte is out on the course and having a white knuckle ride so far. Belento CS stood way away of the Oxer at 3, but still clear. Emily Conte just steadying the ship, thankfully, down to the vertical after the water. Daniel Deusser, world number 1 of the home Stefek stables. We'll have a lot of input into Emily and Zoe's show jumping future, no doubt. Quite sensational horseman who learned his trade, Daniel, with Franka Slutak, setting sail for the Olympics. Belento CS is still clear. And Emily Conte cannot be over the time because it's been a blistering pace here. It's her first Young Rider Europeans, and Belento CS, delivers the second clear round. What a good round it is. White knuckle maybe. It does not matter. She joins Lily Atwood with the lone clears of the Young Rider second round. Combination 32. Well done. Team gold it was for Emily in Millstreet Juniors, Frangio Vanta Paradis in 2016. But her first Young Rider European Championships is off to a very good start. And individually, don't overlook that either, because 3.14, Lily Atwood best score so far, 2.05, but Emily Conte slots second. Just one early round for Adam Pisaric. Out on the course. Adam is aboard Amanda de Laurbrie. Just setting sail for the Rainbow Oxer off the corner at 8. His opening score 11.1, 70th position after the first leg of the Young Rider European Championships, and I'm afraid Amanda de Laurbrie takes another one. Well, Adam Pisaric has jumped a good round here. Okay, a couple of rails down, and it is going to be 1 time, 2 time as well. It is a total of 10 out on the course for Amanda de Laurbrie. Adam Pisaric will add 10 to his 11.1 score of the opening day. 21.1 is his championship score. Well, 33 have jumped. We are about a third of the way, just over a third of the way through this second Young Rider round. Still the 2 clears only. Lily Atwood and recently Emily Conte have both been dazzling around this ultra-demanding Young Rider track. This man looked very good on the opening day. David Moser is away for Austria, 4.47. It's a very handy start score. He lay in 25th position overnight, and David rides his own Chocolate Blanc. Holstein, a 15-year-old mare. She's a Cartani Leonid daughter. David sits back in the saddle. It's an old-fashioned position, no criticism, just an observation. It's unusual. But I tell you, it is mighty effective. But I'm afraid both parts of 9AB are red scrawls on the Austrian's card. David Moser running down to the final combination. 12 now for Chocolate Blanc, sadly, and it's going to be another one. I hope he jumps the last because he was in great shape on day 1, and I'm afraid his chances of Young Rider glory fall by the wayside. It is going to be 16 jumping and 1 time 17 for David Moser. Exciting horseman to watch in the future. 21.47 is Chocolate Blanc's total.
17 points in the championship.
17 points, dont 1 pour dépassement du temps accordé en 75 secondes 4 centièmes. Total du championnat, 21,47 pour David Moser et Chocolat Blanc.
Ireland through number 35 is Shane Monaghan, riding Dalvaro 2.
Et nous avons l'Irlande en piste avec Shane Monaghan qui monte Dalvaro.
Ireland squad in the team competition. The 4 lads, Harry Allen, Jason Foley. This man, Sean Monaghan and Jack Ryan, joined by Kaylee Soden, they lie overnight in 4th position after day 1. And Sean Monaghan is off to a good start. This is Dalvaro jumping. Dutch 13-year-old Calvara FC, cross to Glendale. Owned by Nicole Walker, this one. And Sean Monaghan brings 6.18 to the second battle here in Vilamoura. Jumps well across the water. And Sean just careful to put the brakes on down to that big vertical at 7. Sean making his young rider debut with us this week in Vilamoura. He debuted European champ-wise in Mill Street at the Ponies back in 2014. And still clear here, Dalvaro to join the ladies. Lily Atwood, Emily Conter, the only perfect round so far. Time is going to be tight here for Dalvaro as he musters the gelding through the combination. He's going to have a time penalty, but it's a very good clear round jumping. Delighted with his horse. Great to see the reaction. 13 years of age, Dalvaro delivers a super jumping performance. Just out of the time. 1 it is for Sean Monaghan. The gap between Ireland and Germany was 2.2 penalties precisely, splitting bronze and 4th position. So good solid round for the Irish team as we look forward to tomorrow's team concluder. Now, the man who's part of that bronze medal for Germany as we stand. Sönke Fallenberg gets away. Shakira TF NRW North Rhine-Westphalia, that NRW suffix. Shakira Westphalian, daughter of Congress, crossed to Bormio, the full blood. This horse bred by Berthold Trebus. And Sönke Fallenberg is off to a clean start. He's a great shot at the water. Then, just cocking her jaw slightly down into that vertical, but they get away with it. Sönke Fallenberg, brave, far right side of the oxer. And this again, punchy sort of a mare, a little bit like, again, the ride of Lily Atwood, attacking. Just keeping the tempo ticking. I missed the one down. I've just been enjoying the style of Sönke Fallenberg. As Shakira runs down the final line for home. She's acrobatic through the treble. It's a really good round from Sönke. He has just the one down and he's inside the time comfortably.
So 1 fence down.
4 penalties out on the course. I would have given him a clear round clearly. And that is going to add to his 4.47 from the opening day, 8.47. The score he will carry forward, and we stay with Germany. Max Hounhorst is the next. It's another mare back-to-back. Chikara comes, the Chaco Blue Quidam de Revel, the dam sire. Olympic rider Hervé Godignon, the French superstar of yesteryear. Chikara brings a slightly heavy 12.46 to the start. Max Hounhorst has started at an upbeat tempo. His eye is firmly on the clock here. Chikara is jumping superbly. Sees a big distance, oxer, and then the water, but it is everything still intact. Max Hounhorst is riding the ride of his life here. This is so aggressive and attacking. I don't mean aggressive in a negative sense, just getting after this course. But I'm afraid Jakara topples 9A into that penultimate combination. Disappointing because it's been pinpoint from the attacking ride from Max Hounhorst. Jakara is going to be streets ahead of the clock with just that one fence down. Great effort. 4 penalties, 12.46. His initial score, 16.46. His completion score.
16.46 in the championship for the German rider.
4 points en 72 secondes 12 centièmes. Total du championnat, 16.46 pour Max et Jakara.
Norway in the arena, we have Leah Svensson riding Kitøy Pleasure van de Turfschov.
Et nous avons maintenant la Norvège avec Lea Siversen qui monte Quito et Pleasure.
It's a very difficult start for Lee Fondevik Siversen, taking the very first fence, sadly. It's always hard to put that behind you and just galvanize and refocus quickly onto the task in hand. Kita Eplesier Vanta Tarvesho is her 11-year-old gelding out of the Belgian stud book, and the son of Eplesier Vanta Hike across the Turbo Vanta Gestelhof. It's a lot for me to get my British mouth around, I apologise. Not because of the potato in it, just to add, but just because, poof, 6th hour of commentary, you just start to fumble your words occasionally. And Leah Fondevik Siversen, I'm afraid, fumbles another fence because the Oxer at 10 is the third mistake. The message is, if you want correct pronunciation, give your horse a simpler name. That is quite clear. As Quito comes across the line. And it is 3 down for Leah Fondevik Siversen. Shakes her head in a bit of disbelief out on the course, sadly. It's her first Youth Europeans. So I hope on reflection she is well enough pleased around this very demanding course. It is 12 and will add to 4.15, was a great opening score. I guess that's the added reason for her disbelief. 16.15 for Quito. Now this man has got Hungarian hopes pinned on his very firm, calm shoulder because Peter Suhai is on course for Hungary. He was in superb form. Opening day 3.48. We are just under the halfway point of the second Young Rider European Championship round. And Peter brings Tanya, this German mare. She's 14 years of age. One early mistake on Bernardo Costa Cabral's monster course here in Vilamoura.
Quatro derrubos a 6.71 segundos, 23 centésimos, 16 fold 71.23, and in the championship 19.48 for Peter.
16 points en 71 secondes 23 centièmes. Championnat 19.48 pour Peter et Tania.
Depois temos na zona italiana Elena Datti monta Nibia del Schiavi.
Et l'Italie est en piste avec Elena Dati qui monte Debbia del Schiave.
E ponto de excesso de tempo com 4 nos obstáculos, 5 no total, 78, 51, 78 seconds, 5105 volts, a total of 15.86 for Elena Dati.
Un point pour dépassement du
That was a nice horse, love. Ah, come on.
4 points sur les obstacles, temps 78 secondes 51 centièmes. Total du championnat jusqu'à présent 15.86 pour Elena et Debbia.
Czech Republic, we have Karamia the third.
Et la
Sweetie.
République tchèque est en piste avec Anna
Bug.
L qui monte Karamia.
Anna Held is our new starter. And Karamir the third is off to a good enough start here. For the Czech Republic, sixth in the junior team competition this morning was outstanding for the Czech. 17 years of age, she's an old Hanoverian mare. Contender of the first, crossed to Werther. Bred this one by Heinrich Purtner, owned by Anna Heldova. And again, I'm afraid, out of the double. Both 9A and 9B causing problems. Just 9B for Anna, but then 10 also. There's another blemish on the Czech card. She had a tough opening day, admittedly, and I think appears to be retiring. Yes, sad to see the signal given to our judges, our ground jurors here for the FEI European Championships. Bruno Labscher, the Swiss president, Daniel Balbino Gonzalez, Didier Gonde from France, the home judge, João Reines from Portugal, and José Alvarez Nashon from Spain are our quintet of judges. Sad to see for Anna Held
So number 42
as she
from
bows out
Netherlands.
prematurely here in Vilamoura.
Netherlands, we have Tom Schilikens riding Fierabo.
Et les Pays-Bas sont en piste avec Tom Schellekens qui monte Fierabo.
Well, we're still only the two clears, Lily Atwood and Emily Conte, Britain and Belgium. The only two to find the key to Bernardo Costa Cabral's demanding young rider course, and Tom Schellekens is a man I feel could deliver. Clear round number 3 out on the course. Team Gold came in Zuidewolde on home turf 2 years ago for Tom. That was aboard Cassandra. This afternoon it is the lovely Fierabo, Diarado Padina's daughter, out of the KWPN stud book. And Tom Schellekens is off to a perfect start here. Out over 8. Fiorabo purposefully into the combination. This pair in superb form leading into the championships. 4th the Grand Prix in Stockholm. Silver Team Nations Cup in Hagen. They won in Virden over 1:45 m, and Tom Schellekens is good on the time. Rather slithers into the treble, but it is enough. And Tom Schellekens, yes, no, I don't believe it. The final fence goes once again. Gives his horse a big pat. That was so unlucky. And the front rail, all the more frustrating. The back bar we understand because of power. Fiorabo had been so careful the whole round. Tom Schellekens is really unlucky right at the finish line. Super effort. The 4 penalties, and he will add to 5.91. 9.91 is the score he carries forward.
Et nous avons l'Espagne en piste avec Nerea, Garé, Gordobi qui monte, Datina.
The new starter, and off to a very good start. Nerea Garriagordabel Marrero is on the course here for Spain. Datina has made a really good start here. Dutch mare, she's 11, Yucato's daughter. And then Doctro, the famous dam sire here. I tell you, the bloodlines are working because Nerea is having a super start. Turns back now to the Rainbow Oxer at 8. Just the ladies so far this afternoon who have found the key to Bernardo Costa Cabral's course. Just slithers over the Oxer. I have a little concern about the time here for Datina. I think, sadly, that is going to be the only penalty. What a great round. No, the time maybe is okay. Oh, crikey, that is a great round completed. Nerea Garriagordabel Marrero comes so close to delivering clear round number 3. She is just the wrong side of the time. Datina scrabbled over the jumps. It was so efficient and economical, but absolutely careful. But one time, one of the best rounds of the afternoon. Well done to the Spanish. And they carry forward 8.56. Is their 2-phase score.
It's the Russian Federation. Russian Federation, we have Igor Shibreik riding Cornet Spirit.
Et la Russie est en piste avec Igor Shibrik qui monte Cornet Spirit.
Igor Shibrik is a very accomplished jockey already, number 525 world ranking. It is his second Young Rider Europeans, and Chiara, his ride in Zuidewolde, 30th position individually. This afternoon, Igor starts very well. This is the lovely grey. Corner Spirits jumping. 11 years of age. Corner de Blensky. This horse's sire, Marco Kucha's mercurial but ultra talented grey. Cross to Conair. Igor Shibrik has jumped a perfect first half. Corner Spirit, this beautiful gelding, now turns homebound. Time again here will be tight enough. I think just the right side of the clock. This pair second in the World Cup in Kunkiai in Lithuania. That was in mid-May of this year, and the time is going to be just okay. Yes, finally we get our third clear of the competition. That was stunning. Egor Shibrick breezes around with cornered spirit inside the time. And Lily Atwood and Emily Conter have company. And I think he lost a shoe as well, so that is a superb effort. Egor Shibrick, he stays on 5.83, a score he'll bring back to tomorrow's penultimate individual round. Well done. Third clear is for Russia.
The next one is Sweden's Kara riding Shaginoa.
Et jusqu'à présent, nous avons 3 binômes sans faute. Et maintenant, nous avons en piste pour la Suède, Cora Irne qui monte Chaginu.
Cora Hearn, I'm afraid, is off to a difficult start this afternoon. Chaginu is on course. This horse bred by Portochova's powerful Gestüt-Lewitz up in the northeast of Germany. Owned by the Hearn Show Jumping Group. Cora Hearn is number 45 to start. And 7.56 was her opening score back on Tuesday afternoon. 6 days of competition here on the beautiful Algarve coastline. Cora Hearn down to the double, influential double, 9A, and again it takes a battering sadly from Chaginu. There have been some huge oxes, both the juniors and the young riders have faced some fearsome spread fences from Bernardo Costa Cabral. Well, Cora Hearn is going to come home, and I'm afraid it is 3 down for the young Swede. Chaginu has 12 jumping and also the 1 foot time, 13 for the 11-year-old Gelding just completing, and 13 to add to 7.56. 20.56 is Cora Hearn's total to come back tomorrow morning.
Et championnat 20.56 pour Cora et Chaginu.
Denmark is next. Is Philippa Linda riding Choreo of Greenhill Z.
The Danish team of Bo Christensen sitting in 8th position after Tuesday's opening competition. 15.17 was the Danish total. Best score for the Danes was for Christine Thurup Christensen and Vedrik, 3.87. As we welcome Philippa Wildfang Linda for the Danes, Caro of Greenhill Z. Superbly bred 11-year-old mare. Clintissimo Z crossed to Caratino, owned by the Linda Equestrian. And Philip Gisbrex here, the Belgian breeder. Caro of Greenhill Z is off to a great start here for Philippa. Still just the 3 clears. Egor Shibrick joining Lily Atwood and Emily Conter, the perfect rounds of the afternoon so far. Sadly, early mistake for Philippa. Wildfang Linda out on the European Championship course. Ikai Peroska was Philippa's ride. 2 juniors, Fontainebleau and Chamarin. Her debut Young Riders is a very good second round. Lovely to watch. Just outside of the time as well. 5 it is, 1 jumping. Penalty 4 and the 1 time 5 for Caro of Greenhill Z. And the final total 12.21 for Philippa Wildfang Linda. Not Wolfang, Wildfang. Apologies for that blemish. Total with the 5, 12.21.
Léa de Colomb riding Goldfinger Z.
The Swiss were very good this morning, and Team Silver lifted by the Swiss junior team, and we welcome the young rider representative for the Swiss. Leah Coulon is the new starter. Leah brings a very nice 4.72 away from the opening day's competition, lying in 30th position after that Table C battle. Leah riding Goldfinger Z this afternoon. He's a Gold Fever Pilot gelding. 9 years of age only, and I tell you, this is a beautiful horse. Enjoyed watching him 2 days ago. Has got scope to burn in. He's a lovely, balanced, compact gelding. But another one with an early mistake. It's proving ultra demanding still. 3 clears. We've jumped nearly 50. 47th is on the course, and still those lone 3 clear rounds. Leah Coulon turns Goldfinger down to the double combination. Sadly falters in over the oxer, and successive oxers. I don't know the reason, because this horse has got scope to burn, and he's very careful by nature, I thought, but I'm afraid another one goes. Well, I'm left without an explanation, because Goldfinger's Head looks to have all the tools in his box. But I'm afraid it is going to be 4 fences down, 16 for Leah Coulon out on the course. And 20.72 is a beefy score she must carry forward. And I'm surprised and left, as I say, without really an explanation. Yes, a tough course, but that horse has got ability.
Riding Janelle de la Claye.
Et nous avons la France en piste avec Léonin Baron qui monte Janelle de la Claye.
Well, France very much are in the team standings. 14.03, the French in 7th position. And that is about 6 penalties behind Germany in the bronze currently. So important round here. Liana Mermiot Baron is out on the first half of the course. This is Janelle de la Claye, 11 years of age. Cossero across to Caratino, the mare, owned by Valerie Gillot. And 5.14 left her 35th after day 1. Yeah, just a long way away from that oxer. At 7, back bar, first blemish on the French scorecard. And I'm afraid another back bar falling. First off the corner at 5, and then another one going at 10. So 8 is on the card here. Janelle de la Claye down the final line, and another mistake. It's a good effort, but yeah, just a few slightly questionable distances from Liana Mermiot Baron. Some big asks of Janelle de la Claye. And it is going to be 12 penalties they add. 5.14 was their opening score. 17.14 is their completion.
Et 12 points en 74 secondes 9 centièmes total du championnat.
Great Britain had a superb team bronze with the juniors this morning, and their young riders are in great shape. Caribou Horta, Lily Atwood were immaculate, one of the 3 clears. Britain lying gold overnight. 4.72 is the British total. Sienna Charles, daughter of Peter Charles, MBE, is away, and like Lily Atwood, gunning for it from the very outset here. Alessia is off to a lightning quick start here. Sienna 3.69 right in the mix individually. And this is a very exciting round. Alessia now whistles back to the oxer out of the corner. Sienna Charles is going to be streets ahead of the clock here. puts the brakes on. No, not quite in time. Just lost balance a little bit on the approach to that double, and I'm afraid it is for Ornalea, entering at 9A. Sienna Charles, though, has ridden a really gutsy, gritty round here. Another rail goes the plank on the home turn. But it is a great effort. Sienna Charles has attacked from the very outset, and Ornalea comes home. 2 fences down. Oxer at 9.8, and the vertical plank off the turn for home at 11. Inside the time, obviously. 8 penalties it is for Sienna Charles, and 11.69 is a total she must carry forward. Britain will hope to discard the 8 in the team analysis with the final team ride tomorrow morning, final team round. That will start at 9 a.m. Western European summertime tomorrow. It is absolutely wall-to-wall action. This young rider, Europeans, is proving a real challenge. It is exciting watching for certain, and Francisco Fontes, I'm afraid, for the home nation. He falls foul of that Vilamoura Atlantic Tour triple bar at 2. Tutti Quanti Tame, his ride out on Bernardo Costa Cabral's course. So Francais, this is again the son of Canaan, crossed to Galopé A, so famous bloodlines. And yes, we lose sight, but I'm afraid Francisco Fontes is eliminated. 2 refusals, we assume, can't see the FEI time. Hopefully hasn't fallen off, but I'm afraid Francisco Fontes, in any case, is eliminated. That is Tutti Quanti Tame.
Temos então 3 conjuntos sem faltas, 3 com 1 ponto de excesso de tempo e 1 com 2 pontos de excesso de tempo nesta segunda classificativa individual.
Belgium are going head-to-head with Great Britain for the Young Rider European Team title.
Belgium.
Problems for both Jodie Hall-McAteer and for Sienna Charles. The one clear for Caribou Horta and Lily Atwood, but the door is open. Emily Conter jumps a great clear with Balcento CS. And for the Belgium team, they lie overnight in silver, 5.35 the total, as opposed to the British 4.72, but certainly chopping and changing in this first team round as Martia Verbekmos is away. Martia starting on 3.78. This, the lovely Willow and Doctro, Grey Stallion. The powerhouse that is Guidam's Willow II is on course. They have a very useful 3.78 after day 1, lying overnight in 17th position. And a great start for Marcia Verbekmos. Just one down. That combination catches out another one as Guidam's Willow II now runs down the final line. Just try and keep it here at the one mistake. No, Martia Verbekmos. It is an expensive pair of rails. And Belgium will very much hope to discard that 8 penalties in the battle with Britain for Young Rider Team Gold. 8 is for the lovely grey Guidam's Willow II, and 3.78 is Martia Verbekmos' ongoing total.
Czech Republic is next to number 53, Natalie Sugupova, riding Flash.
Et maintenant, c'est la République tchèque avec Natalie Sukupova qui monte Flachot.
We are just in the run-up, everybody, to the next break here in Vilamoura as away goes Natalie Sukapova out on the course for the Czech Republic. The Czech ladies this morning were brilliant. 6th it was in the team competition for the juniors. They really caught the eye over the days here. And a brilliant final climb up the leaderboard. Put the Czechs up ahead of the likes of Denmark on that team battle. Natalie is going very nicely. This is Flachau on course. He's a Dutch stallion. Zirocco Blue Vidiel cross to Indoctro once again. Indoctro, the same dam sire as Guidams Muller the second, the lovely grey of Marcha Verbekmus we just enjoyed. But I'm afraid Natalia Sukapova has the back bar of the Rainbow Oxer and then the front bar into the combination 9A. So the good round is just faltering slightly. Quite a wide turn again into the plank, which also goes. So the big flack out comes home, but Natalie Sukapova running into hot water, sadly. It is 16 jumping and also one time. I thought the turn back to the plank on the home run was a little bit wide, a bit generous. And 17 is the Czech total. They have to add 8.57, so 25.87. Sorry, 25.57, the score that Natalie Sukapova takes forward.
A disputar, então temos a disputar esta segunda classificativa individual e a primeira.
The Finnish flag is on the numna of the lovely Cedric. The Mecklenburg gelding under the saddle of Lida Lettinen now for Finland. Leader with his Chaco Blue Pager gelding, owned by Hagen Rydzkowski. Getting underway as our penultimate of this session. We didn't see Rowan van der Men as expected. Dutch rider wasn't at the start, whether he's lost a shoe with Q Verdi. Hopefully we'll see him later, because just that Leader Lettinen and then Harry Allen will be the conclusion of this session.
Com 3 conjuntos sem faltas na primeira mão, temos Lily Atwood, Emily Conte and Igor Shibrek. So 3 clears in the first round of this Nations Cup. 3 clears are Lily Atwood, Emily Conte and Igor Shibrek.
Yes, as our superb stadium announcer reminds us, we have just the 3 clears at this point. It is proving nails tough this afternoon. 3 clears. Lily Atwood for Britain, Emily Conte for Belgium, and again, those the top 2 nations in the team competition. And Igor Shibrek, that was a beautiful round. The grey for Russia. Clear round number 3. That was the most recent of our clears. We're just resetting the course, I assume. There is an unexpected delay. I can't give you the precise reason. But normally it's because the fence team, the course team are just preparing everything. It has to, of course, always be exactly the same for every combination. And our 5 grand jurors will just be always watching that the fences are precisely as they were for the competitor before. And we hope to be underway in just a moment. Thank you for your patience. Leader Lettinen is the new starter, penultimate of the session. Finland is on course. And this, the 14-year-old Chaco Blue Pager gelding, Cedric bringing forward a score of 12.62 from day one. And Lida is at her very first European Championships, her first young riders naturally as well, but I'm afraid that is the first blemish, that vertical water tray. Coming related distance 3 down to 4. It's not easy. Just at the very start of the round. But of course, I'm saying it's not easy. I'm saying it's demanding. Yes, we're at the European Championship, so it is all anticipated. It is all expected. And this horse was produced by Miskivoy Kietson. He's a very good Polish jockey. Got to know over the years in Poznan. Miskivoy rode this horse up into September 2 years ago. And Lida took over in just February of last year, so they're a pretty fresh combination. Just came back from Ipaja at home in Finland, their last prep run before coming to Vilamoura. Okay, good enough round. They're a new combination. It is 12 jumping penalties and the one time 13 for Cedric and Lida Lettonen, her first Europeans, and will add the 13, 12.62 and 25.62 is their ongoing total.
Championnat 25.62 pour Lida et Cédric.
The last before our break is Ireland and Guinness.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes on this quite extraordinary talent. Harry Allen is out of the blocks. This the last of the session. And some man to anchor this demanding Bernardo Costa Cabral session. We look keenly here for our fourth clear for this quite sensational, cool horseman. Harry Allen, Guinness getting underway, and 3.18 is the start score here for Harry. He was the double pony European champion in Kaposhvar. Had the pleasure of meeting him in Hungary 2017. And he's an extraordinary talent, both Bertram and Harry. Going to be flying the flags of the Irish teams for many moons to come. Bertram heading to Tokyo. And Guinness now turns for Harry Allen down towards the final line. It's been an absolute exhibition here. The time is a stroll in the park as Harry Allen crosses the line. We get our fourth clear. And Harry Allen can afford a very good evening because Guinness comes home. It is our fourth clear round only. And Guinness delivers the business for Harry Allen. His total 3.18 is competitive, leading into the 2 rounds individually. And Harry Allen joins Egor Shibrick, Emily Conte and Lily Atwood with the 4 clears. Congratulations. And that, ladies and gentlemen, leads us perfectly into our break. This is going to be the final break of the Young Rider competition today here from Vilamoura. We will be back soon. We'll see you in 5 minutes.
Show director do Campeonato da Europa de Vilamoura 2021, que vamos dar início no dia 18 e que se prolongará até o dia 25 de julho. Vilamoura, para este campeonato aqui em Vilamoura, eu reunia uma equipa extraordinária que é o garante de que tudo se vai passar da melhor forma possível, em que todos nos iremos esforçar para o conforto, o vosso conforto e dos vossos cavalos. Já que estamos a falar de conforto, começo-vos a falar que as previsões de temperatura são entre 25 e 28 graus, portanto, fiquem descansados, não há nenhuma onda de calor aqui por Vilamoura, há sim o bem-estar de todos e onde todos vamos poder com certeza nos divertir imenso a ver este campeonato, onde com certeza aqui irão nascer novas estrelas deste desporto que nós tanto gostamos, o salto de obstáculos. Nós já organizámos em 2004 aqui em Vilamoura também um campeonato Europa e em 2011 também em Portugal, na Comporta. Portanto, nós somos um garante de uma experiência ao longo dos anos, além de todos os concursos de 5 estrelas e de CSIOs que temos realizado ao longo de toda esta nossa vida equestre. Aqui nascem as estrelas. Nós aqui em 2004 tivemos Robert Whittaker, Ben Mayer, Juliano Melchior, Edu Aznar e Sérgio Alves Moya, para dizer só alguns nomes, os outros que me perdoem, mas a lista é imensa. Na comporta também tivemos os irmãos Philip Hart, o Martin Fuchs, a Lisa Nuren e o Jos Verlooy. São realmente, isto vem-nos dar a ideia de que, com certeza que aqui dentro destes 280 cavaleiros que vão aqui estar presentes em Vilamoura, destas 30 nações, vamos ter novas estrelas do nosso desporto. E isso sim, a renovação é um imperativo da vida e, portanto, congratulamos-nos muito de poder participar nessa ajuda e nessa de fazer nascer estas novas estrelas. Vilamoura é o sítio ideal para a prática do hipismo na Europa. É o melhor sítio, não tenho a menor dúvida. Portanto, no inverno como verão, nós temos um clima muito ameno que permite sempre podermos praticar esta nossa modalidade que tanto gostamos e amamos ao longo de todos os anos. Por isso nós termos aqui em Vilamoura várias turnês de inverno, verão e outono. Não me resta muito mais para vos dizer, apenas que queremos desejar a maior sorte a todos, que ganhem o melhor e que nós estaremos aqui para vos apoiar e vos incentivar para que corra tudo pelo melhor. Não quero deixar de me despedir sem agradecer aos nossos sponsors, pois sem os sponsors nada disto era possível. E muito especialmente à Caixa Agrícola do Algarve, ao GPA e ao meu amigo Michel Fankel, que teve uma intervenção muito firme sempre junto dos meus concursos, a apoiar-me, e também à Vilamoura World, que é a nossa grande anfitriã, que é a dona deste resort maravilhoso, que é Vilamoura, com todos estes hotéis, casinos e restaurantes da máxima categoria. Portanto, a todos, eu quero saudar e agradecer também à Federação Equestre Portuguesa todo o apoio que nos tem dado. E tenho que terminar a dar um grande agradecimento à FEI por mais uma vez ter confiado em mim e em toda a minha equipa. A todos, um muito obrigado e já sabem, aqui neste canal podem nos seguir por live streaming e nós daremos as melhores imagens e vos daremos em primeira mão os resultados deste Campeonato da Europa, onde, não se esqueçam, as estrelas vão nascer aqui em Vilamoura. Muito obrigado.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to get back in action with the 56th of our 83 combinations to jump this very demanding course of Bernardo Costa Cabral. I've just cast my eye down the current results, and to the best of my impression, Lily Atwood is out in the individual gold medal position. Lily 2.05, one of the four clears with Caribou Horta, leads the way in the young rider individual chase for 2021. In second currently, 3.14 with the other very good clear, Emily Conter for Belgium. Just in behind Lily Atwood. And then Harry Allen occupies bronze medal position individually as we stand. Nico Shipwreck, to my mind, is going to be fourth. Carlos Langer-Frail also right up in the mix. 6.32 for the very good round with the one time for Spain. But we restart with a very good score for that man on your screen, Hannes Alman. He's on 2.44, lying in 8th position, coming into this round. So a clear here for Narado would be second place for Hannes Alman. Other good scores looking down the individual list. Philip Switzer, he'll start at number 67 in 11 or so's time. 4.12 for him. That is Alida Nike for Sweden. Jack Whitaker, again, is right in prime time with 2.67. He can go second, and a British 1-2 potentially, depending on what Hannes Alman does, could be established. And the other very good score we see later on, Mattis Westendorp, 1.45, and he could go into the gold medal position with Stolido again if he is clear, as could Tamas Domza, 1.62 for Hungary, and Francesco Correia, the other very good score, 1.98. These are the ones that are going to be fighting into the final two individual young rider rounds that remain outstanding here in Vilamoura. Welcome back to everybody. And combination number 56 of the 83 will resume action. Germany have been extraordinarily dominant in the young rider European history. The defending champion, Philipp Schulze-Tophoff, won in 2019. The year before, Fontainebleau was a Cedric Wolf victory, again for Germany. Guido Klatter Jr., he won in Mill Street 2016. Just some of the recent champions. Germany has been so powerful. Along with Switzerland, Martin Fuchs winning 2012 and Brian Balsinger 2017. They are the standout individual young rider champions. Hannes Alman is off to a good start. Narado brings that very handy 2.44 away from the table C opening leg. Narado, he's 14 years of age. Necton crossed to Accorado, owned by Ernst Keller. And Hannes Alman is going very smoothly down now to the double, 9A to B. This is a very confident performance. They look like they're having a jump in the school at home here. It's very confident. As Narado turning down to the treble to bring them down to the monstrous Oxa, the final fence at 13. Hannes Alman gets us restarted perfectly. No, looks back and shakes his head in disgust because the last fence bars an otherwise perfect round. Hannes Alman is unlucky. Last fence goes for Narado, 4 penalties and 6.44. Sad to see that last mistake because they were right in the individual medal chase.
Now is the Russian Federation is Alessia Barkatova riding Clintino.
Et nous avons la Russie en piste avec Anastasia Barkatova qui monte Clintino.
Egor Shibrik has one of those 4 clear rounds, and Russia's tail must be very high with that super round. For the tall Russian, Anastasia Barkatova is on course, and this is the lovely Clintino jumping. This one owned by Oksana Puga. He's a Holstein, only 9 years of age, but I'm afraid already runs into early trouble. Fence 4, and also that blue oxer out of the turn. 5 successive mistakes. Anastasia Barkatova launches out over the rainbow oxer. Beautiful big jump from Clintino. And then, yeah, faltering again, and then a very deep spot. They escape from a absolutely beneath the foot of 10. Anastasia Barkatova started well, but I'm afraid the round has just drifted between her fingers. It is going to be 16 for Clintino coming home. Well inside time, but I'm afraid that is secondary in terms of importance. 16 to add and 15.07 there. Opening score 31.07 is the Russian total.
And Clintino 31.07 points in the championship.
16 points, 72 secondes, 42 centièmes. Championnat 31.07 pour Anastasia et Clintino.
In house number 59, Switzerland, we have Cheryl Chornos riding Obama de Soufflet.
Et la Suisse est en piste avec Chirel Chornoz qui monte Obama du Soufflet.
Well, the next due to start was Maya de la Joya Fernandez Longoria for Spain, but she was down in 77th position, so I'm assuming has retired from the competition. She may come later. Jackson having thrown a shoe, we will find out, but we welcome the new starter. Cheryl Chornoz is on course now for the Swiss. This is Obama du Soufflet. Ogano sits across to Lanjuvel Saint-Hubert. This gelding, he's 11 years of age, owned by Helen Oswald and Jean-Michel Oswald. And Cheryl Chornoz is off to a good start here. 8.99 the score she brings from Tuesday's opener. Cheryl Chornoz has had just the one down. It's a strong start for the young Swiss rider. It is her very first Europeans of any nature. "19 years of age, turning back to the plank on the home gateway. Couple down for Obama du Soufflet out on Bernardo Costa Cabral's beefy course and coming across the line. That goes as well. And it is going to be 12 to add, 12 to the score of 8.99 inside the time, but it is going to be 20.99 the total for Cheryl Chornoz to take forward into tomorrow morning.
Total of the championship until this moment is 16.99.
8 points en 71 secondes 35 centièmes. Championnat 16.99 pour Chirel et Obama.
And now is Norway. Correction is Robert Murphy from Great Britain with High Cross Violet.
Et la Grande-Bretagne est en piste avec Robert Murphy qui monte High Cross Violet.
Well, I can tell you that Great Britain need a big round here from Robert Murphy. In fact, Robert, I can now tell you because the team nominations were a little bit slow coming onto my system. He's not part of the British team, sadly. High Cross Violet is on course. And Robert starting with 5.12 from the opening competition. Britain with problems for Jodie Hall-McAteer and also for Sienna Charles. They've dropped out of the gold medal position. Bronze it is for Britain as we stand here. But Robert Murphy has made a great start here. High Cross Violet just powers down to the double. Falters in, sadly. She's a 10-year-old mare. Elizabeth Jackson's beautiful grey. Just to update you, the team scores: Belgium, 9.35 in the gold medal position. Ireland in silver, 11.56. Britain, as I say, just drifted down into third position, 12.72. Then the Dutch, 16.14. And Robert Murphy comes home well. High Cross Violet is over the line. It is going to be 2 fences down, 8 jumping. And the 1 time as well for Roberts, 9 to add. And his total going forward is going to be 14.12. solid round for the
9
British
points
individual.
pour dépassement du temps 76 secondes 65. Championnat 14.12 pour Robert Murphy et Heidcross.
And now it's Norway through Ingrid Jolsten riding Jackson Bishop.
Et la Norvège est en piste avec Ingrid Jelsten qui monte Jakob van Bishop.
Our new starter is away, Ingrid Jolsten. Rather hampered by a big total from the opening round, was disappointing. 41.38. This is Jackson van der Bishop jumping. Ingrid has been based with Marlon Medola Zanotelli for some time now in Belgium, learning from the Pan-American champion. And Jackson van der Bishop has got off to a good start, but I'm afraid just missed their stride at the water jump at 6. This pair, junior Europeans in Zuiderwolde, went very well. 6th position in the Netherlands 2 years ago, the last running of the Youth Europeans because of last year's sad cancellation. And Ingrid Jolsten now musters Jackson to come home without further penalty. Her father, Bjorn Jolsten, former powerboat driver and a great supporter of Norwegian show jumping. The great Drammen shows are very much linked to Ingrid Jolsten. It's been an attacking second half. She's unlucky in the late combination. Lots to like from the young Norwegian, and her very first Young Rider Europeans second round completing. 8 penalties it is for Jackson van der Bishop. And Ingrid Jolsten, 49.38 is the score that the young Norwegian will take on to tomorrow.
Of 49.38 in the
Well, we jumped 61, ladies and gentlemen, just to put that round of Ingrid Jolsten into context. Still only the 4 clears. It is 1 for Britain, 1 for Belgium, 1 for Russia, and Harry Allen, the last of the clears, with Guinness for Ireland. And as I say, Harry is sitting in a very handy bronze medal position individually. Emily Conter in the silver, and Lily Atwood 205, 2.05 is her total. Gold medal position for Britain at the moment. They've slipped back in the team, but Lily Atwood has got the Union Jack in pole position individually. Now we welcome, apologies for the graphic error. On course, Alice Aslatics is away for Hungary. Concordia HB is jumping. Cassini H cross to Rolls Royce this mare. She's an Oldenburger daughter, 11 years of age. And Alice Aslatics is off to a good start here for Hungary. The Hungarian pair, to the best of my knowledge, are still clear, and we are eyeing up clear round number 5 here. They've been lightning quick, so no question here of a time penalty. And the last line for Alice Aslatics and Concordia HB, no, to give us our 5th clear. Sadly, the treble bares its ugly teeth once again. It was a brave effort, and in fact, yes, it's 2 down. 8 jumping, and surprisingly, 1 time penalty as well. Concordia HB will add 9, and Alice Aslatics 19.2 is the Hungarian total. Brave effort, 9 is the total.
19.2 pour le championnat pour Alice et Concordia.
Campo per Italia, Martina Giordano in Sella Unzafride Isles.
Et nous avons l'Italie en piste.
Martina Giordano brings this lovely Unzafirte Île to the start. He's a self-Francais. Kashmir van Schudershoff crossed to Pamphile Stallion. Martina Giordano, it is her debut Young Rider European. She was in Mill Street, and the Rezzo's Pony Europeans of 2014 and 2013. Martina brings a good enough 7.43 away from the opening competition, lying after that effort in 54th position. It is the other big jumping chestnut, Chalou, who goes to the Olympics in Tokyo with Emanuela Gaudiano. The world number 25 is the lone wolf for Italy at the Olympics. And Zefiril has made a very good start here. Their last outing was at home in Gole Minori's Grand Prix. One down for 19th position. They jumped a very good clear and one down in the Nations Cup in Gole Minori. That was team bronze in late June. And Zefiril is coming up with a good set perfectly. Zefiril down to the treble. I'm concerned for the time, but Martina Jordana has jumped an absolutely super out. She will be delighted.
Only one time penalty.
Okay, one time penalty it is, but that, around this course, is a great effort. And one only to add to 7.43. She was already in contention after the opening round. It is 8.43 after a really good display from Zefiril, Martina Giordano.
Netherlands through number 64 is Mel Tyson with Hello.
Et ce sont les Pays-Bas avec Mel Tyson qui monte Hello.
The Dutch, along with the Germans and the Swiss, have been winners of this young rider European title over the decades. Back in '94, Jerome Doubledown won the young rider European title. And Frank Schuttert claimed the young rider title in Vejer de la Frontera, locally in Spain in 2013. We welcome Mans Tyson out on the course, and Mans 4.2 is a very good start score. He can go into the top 10 after the second round with a clear here. This is his lovely hello on course, 9 years of age. Alano crossed to Nabab Derev, Philippe Legeune's World Games bronze medal partner in Jerez de la Frontera back in 2002, the dam sire of hello. Mans Tyson has made a superb start. His sister Mel jumped well earlier with Catalana. And Sadra Tyson, as we say, his sister won the big Rotterdam Grand Prix, 5-star Grand Prix, 3 weeks or so ago. Mans Tyson is up on the clock here, and we are looking good. No, was it the out of the treble? Yes, I'm afraid. We were looking good for our fifth clear, but 12C is the fine line that separates Mans Tyson from clear round number 5. Unlucky. Super round from hello, quick as well. And he adds 4 to his score. That was 4.2, and 8.2 is the Dutch total. He's still in contention for the individual competition.
Segue por España binomio Dylan M. y el jinete Ignacio Astolfi.
Et l'Espagne est en piste avec Ignacio Astolfi qui monte Dylan M.
The new starter is the lovely Dutch stallion. Dylan M is away. Zurich crossed a chin-chin here. Ignacio Astolfi Lopez is in the saddle. Ignacio starting with 6.78. Coming into this really awesome challenge of Bernardo Costa Cabral. Spain overnight, sitting very handily and with good rounds for Carlos Langefrail and for Nerea Carrera Gordobo Marrero. They are moving up the team ranking very handily. 5th position as we stand, 17.67. And Ignacio Astolfi Lopez is going superbly here. I believe still clear. Well, it's a very good round. It is superb, but I'm afraid couple down into the last line is going to be 8, and a frustrating run for the line because it was so good before then. Ignacio Astolfi Al Lopez has the 8 penalties, and 14.78 is his total going into tomorrow morning. And Spain will use that hopefully as the drop score. And of course, it will all depend on what their final rider, Diego Ramos Maniero, does, but they will hope to carry the one time of both Nerea Garagordo Marrero and Carlos Alanja Frail. And Spain, despite that drop score, we hope, are still very much in contention. The next to come, we welcome for Russia. It's a very good 4.89 she brings to the start. Ksenia Karolina is on course. Ksenia riding Alexander Heirelin's Flipper Boy. He's 11 years of age. Geller's VDL Emilion across to VDL Tenerife. Ksenia Karolina is starter number 66. Ksenia Karolina travels for home, and I'm afraid it is a couple down on the home journey in addition to the 8 of earlier. 16 for Flipper Boy out on Bernardo Costa Cabral's European Championship course, and 20 is the total. The total they take forward because they've marred their 4.89 sadly is 24.89 into tomorrow morning. Well, the current team standings, just to remind you, Belgium eyeing up a double team gold after the junior victory of this morning, and Rick de Red's team 9.35. It is a breathing space just over 2.2 ahead of Ireland, Liam Buckley's Irish team, in the silver as we stand, and Great Britain with that difficult round. So Jodie Hall McAteer, I'm afraid they've lost their gold medal position. Britain in the bronze, 12.72 as we stand. Then comes Peter Toiven's German team in 4th, 16.36. Spain 5th, 18.67. Then Italy in 6th, the Dutch in 7th, and France, Olivier Boss's team, they sit in 8th position, 22.03. As we welcome for Sweden. Sweden out on the course. Philip Spitz is the new starter. They languish 13th position, sadly, with the problems for the likes of Janelle Larsen, Cora Hinn, and Ottilia Lundgren, sadly. So Philip Spitz now to reinstill some national pride. Hasn't come to that, of course, but 4.12 the start score, and he is, I fear, into the water. It was a close call. I thought I saw the fence judge's arm aloft, but thankfully, Alida Nike is still unpenalised, but then back bar topples of that much hit oxa. And sadly, Alida Nike is just getting a little bit flat in the canter profile, not quite keeping this nice ball-like powerful canter established here. Philip Spitzer runs down to the last line, and yes, I'm afraid it's another mistake. 12 for Alida Nike. It was a brilliant start from the young Swede. He has to add 12 penalties to his total, and 4.1 the carry score from the opening day. 16.12 for Alida Nike. Great effort, brave effort from Philip Spitzer with the 3 mistakes.
Philippe Switzer et Alida Naik.
.28.17 is the current total for Bo Muller's Danish team, 10th position.
So
This lady would
Sweden has
love to
now
improve her country's fortunes,
49.39
and she sits
in
on
the
a
first
very
round.
handy 3.87 only.
La Suède
We welcome
a
Christina Thurup Christensen to the start.
49
This
points,
is the lovely,
39 à la fin de
elegant
cette
built
première
Vedrik,
manche.
the new starters.
Denmark is doing the course with Christina.
Still incredibly,
Christensen
only the four
riding
clears.
Vedrik.
Lillian Atwood,
Et le Danemark est
Emily
en
Conter,
tête,
Egor Shibrick,
Christine Christensen
and Harry Allen.
et Vedrik.
Vedrik's got all of the qualities to jump a clear. As you see, sharp as attack out over 3. And then I'm afraid just flattens 4 in his path. Christina Thurup Christensen brings her partner of 2 years ago now to the final line, 37th individually in the Netherlands. But sadly, 3 down out on Bernardo Costa Cabral's, well, headache of course. It's a great challenge, but it is causing a lot of bother. It is 12 for Vedrik, and 15.87 is their score to go into tomorrow morning.
The 15.87 in the championship.
12 points, 74 secondes 88, championnat 15.87 pour Christine Christensen et Vedrik.
And Denmark ends with the 40.17 first round.
Et les points du Danemark sont 40.17.
Switzerland is next, number 69 is Leon Bier riding Verona VZ.
Et la
Switzerland are out on the course, number 69 of the 83 to come. In front of the grand jury president, who is also for the Swiss, Bruno Labouchere, is the chief judge. I'm afraid it won't help Léon Père because he topples that water tray vertical at 4. This is Verona VZ jumping. She's a beautifully bred Verdi. Michael van der Vleuten's championship ride crossed to Jos Lansig's world champion of Arc in 2006. That is Kumano, owned by the Écurie de la Reine Fille. And Léon Père travels down to the combination. It is his very first Young Rider Europeans. Both parts, 9A and B, are costly errors. Wiener Neustadt in Austria, his debut 2015. Then Mill Street, the Children on Horses of 2016. And last time, 2 years ago, in Zuiderwolde. It's a lovely Scopy Mare Verona VZ, but I'm afraid it's been a tough round for the young man for Switzerland. He does come home, but it is 5 fences down, 20 jumping, and also just down on the clock, 21 for Léon Père. He must add the 9.84 of the opening day. 30.84 is Léon Père's total.
84 in the championship.
21.1 pour dépassement du temps accordé, 76 secondes 44. Championnat 30.84 pour Léon Pierre et Verona.
So Switzerland has now 62.84 in the first round.
Et la Suisse à la fin de la première manche.
Yeah, Switzerland sadly suffering. 62.84 is the Swiss total. I'm afraid tough day for the young riders, but the super Team Silver for the juniors has kept the Swiss hearts believing. And we now welcome France's Antoine Herman, the new starter. This is Azur de Vinibus away. 11 years of age, this gelding. He's a Robin du Vinibus, crossed to Flipper del Aranaciono Dam sire, owned by Jean-Yves Herman. And Antoine Herman, starting with 7.2, left him in 50th position after day one. Sees a super stride of the water. It's a very positive flowing round here from Antoine Herman. He is just cruising around the course. He's not pressuring the horse. It's a lovely rhythm he's established. It's upbeat, but it's not quick either. And therefore, Azur de Vinibus is jumping beautifully carefully. Jean Sadra was very unlucky. That late mistake for unforgettable Danville earlier. But Antoine Herman has delivered one of the best performances of the afternoon. Yes, there we go. Finally, we get clear round number 5 inside the time. And that is a perfect round. Finally, clear round number 5. And Antoine Herman, his debut Young Rider Europeans, is a blazing success. Azur de Vinibus was his ride in Zuiderwolde 2 years ago for 14th place individually. And they stay on 7.2 and they keep in the individual chase with 2 rounds to go individually and the final team round to come tomorrow morning.
Temos em pista a Grã-Bretanha. Next is Great Britain, Jack Whittaker and Selenta.
Et Jacques Whittaker et Selenta sont pour la Grande-Bretagne.
An important round as France trying to improve on their current 8th position on the team standings. Now we focus. Jack Whittaker is away. A clear round here would put Scanletha into 2nd position, 2.67. Lying 10th overnight, but of course problems for those ahead of him. And Jack is becoming a master horseman, as is the Whittaker trend. Scanletha Hanoverian, 11-year-old Skendix, contender of the first Hanoverian mare. Jack Whittaker makes a powerful start here in Vilamoura. Sadly, one down for Scanletha out on the course for the world number 101. His first young riders, Team Silver, Youth Olympics in Buenos Aires in 2018. Team Silver twice at the juniors, Team Gold in Malmö, the ponies. But I'm afraid Jack Whittaker has the isolated mistake on this. Well, we know how hard the course is if a Whittaker has a mistake. One down for Scanletha, and I'm afraid Jack Whittaker will drop out of that potential individual silver medal position. 4 is to add, and the total for Scanletha is 6.67. He'll still be in contention, 2 big rounds still to come, but just drops his challenge slightly out in the Portuguese heats.
So Great Britain takes the lead in this team's championship with 16.72.
Et la Grande-Bretagne a à ce moment 16.72.
E agora é a vez da Amazona portuguesa. Molly Bravo monta Casanova Van Ovrizé.
Et nous avons le Portugal en piste avec Molly Bravo qui monte Casanova.
Sadly, that 4 penalties for Jack Whittaker does mean that Tony Newbury's British team, they are on 16.72. At the end of this first round of the team competition, they slot in just behind Germany. Germany fractions of a penalty ahead on 16.36. So Britain's got a little bit of work to do to claim a team medal tomorrow morning. Out on the course is number 72, Portugal's Molly Hughes Bravo is away. Good score, 8.12 from Tuesday's opener. This is Casanova Van Ovrizé jumping. 11 years of age, Casper Van Epicom Z cross to Astala. And Molly Hughes is off to a great start here on home sand in Vilamoura. No, 8, I'm afraid. First blood to the course designer, and then successive problems, 3 back-to-back, 4 back-to-back. Molly Hughes Bravo started so well, but I'm afraid it slipped right out of her grasp out on the course, and 25 is a frustrating total. 25 to add, and 8.12 the score she must carry. 33.12 is the Portuguese total. Sad to see after a really positive start. Casanova Van over as a Z, completing.
Championnat 32.12 pour Molly Bravo et Casanova.
And as Belgium in the arena.
Well, Belgium are having an outstanding European Championships. They won the junior team gold this morning. They lie in team gold currently 9.35 clear of Ireland on 11.56. And this man, with a clear here, can take over the individual gold medal position. He starts on an exceptional 1.07. Alexander Hussen is on course for Belgium. Cassius van der Helle. Alexander Hussen has made a faultless first half a reality. Down now to the double. No, it goes in. So Lily Atwood holds off the Belgian challenge. 4 penalties at his young rider European debut. It is his 6th Youth Europeans. Team gold came in Fontainebleau of the juniors. Team silver in Arezzo in Italy, his very first in 2014. And Alexander Hussen jumped a very good round, but I'm afraid it is that one mistake. Out on the course for Cassius van der Helle. So Lily Atwood breathes again out on the sidelines. Alexander, he'll add the 1.07 and 5.07 still in contention. But I'm afraid the gold is looking unlikely.
And Belgium takes the lead in this first round of the Nations Cup with a total of 13.35. And Norway will be next, number 74.
But the news is that Belgium 13.35 with that one down for Alex Hussen. It is the leading score at the moment, but can be overtaken. Jason Foley still to start. He jumps clear. Ireland would finish on 11.56 into tomorrow's deciding team round. Sophie Rod is out on the course. This is number 74. The young Norwegian has a tough start. Casido L, I'm afraid, grinds to a halt in the face of that water tray vertical. Fence number 4. Lucky back the second, crossed a lucky light. Let's hope things improve for Sophie Rod. It is number 74 away. Sophie Rod has made a very good recovery here in Vilamoura under the heat of the Young Rider European Championship battle. Early mistake, but I tell you, it's some recovery. As Casido runs round the corner for home. Just that refusal, the 4 at 4, and another one into the trebles, sadly. But I think Sophie Rod has made a superb recovery overall. And on reflection, she'll be disappointed now, but will be very happy how she kept her mind in the game. It is going to be 12 to add. for Casado
for
L
local
and
time,
a total
87.13.
25.1 for Sophie Röd.
25.10 for Sophia Road.
Onze points en 87 secondes de 39. Championnat 25 points, virgule 1 pour Sophia Rod et Casado L.
And now it's Czech Republic number 75. Is Sara Vingelkova riding Cassini.
Well, this round is really one to watch because we are into the last 10 to come. Ladies and gentlemen, young rider Europeans here, Vilamoura, the FEI Europeans of 2021, and Sara Vingelkova is away. Her score is very good, 3.87. Now, if she was to jump her clear, she'll go into something like 4th position individually. So a lot at stake here, with those ahead of her faltering around this ultra demanding course. Sit tight, and she does, thankfully. I think has jumped the water clear. No, she didn't. That was so disappointing. Lost balance, such a big jump out of the oxer preceding the water, and then just out of the saddle. Did a nearly perfect job in recovering it. Cassini DC, though, I'm afraid now the round is uncoupling. Oh, the margins in top show jumping are so fine between a success and a nearly run. And Sara Vingelkova coming down the final line. Cassini DC. Oh, I've got to be frustrated for them. Jumps the final fence as well, and inside the time. Well, lovely reaction from Sara. It is her young rider debut. And 2 fences down. 8 it is for the Czech, and 11.87 is her total. Unlucky, really unlucky, midway through the competition.
Championnat 11.87 pour Sara Vingelkova et Cass.
So this means that Czech Republic has now a total of 41.60 in the first round as a team.
Et la République tchèque a
The next to come. Now this is the round that can put Ireland in the gold medal position into tomorrow's team final. 11.56 as opposed to Belgium's 13.35. And Jason Foley gets away, and individually as well. He can go second, 2.55. Clyde at VA's opening score. Jason Foley makes a very precise start here in Vilamoura. So far, so good as Clyde VA tracks back to this beefy oxer off the corner at 8. His second young riders, he had Unkas S in 12th individually, 5th with the Irish team in Zuiderwolde. But this is a crucial round here for Irish Dreams, Liam Buckley's team, of a gold here in Portugal. No. Plank goes 5 from home. And Jason Foley, well, he's ridden a seriously good round. Presses Clyde to the final fence and jumps it. The time is okay, but it will be the 4 penalties. Ireland will add 5 in this first of the team rounds. We'll give you the final scores as we just get the confirmation. Great effort, but it is 4 to add. Clyde VA goes on to 6.55. It does mean that one late mistake, that Ireland completing on 15.56, they drop into Team Silver. Tiny margin separating Belgium in the gold, 13.35, and Ireland, 15.56.
Total of 15.56.
15.56 pour l'Irlande.
So they are in the second place so far. The team Ireland second place so far. And the next and starting the course we have Norway, Germany.
Well, this man has got the individual gold at his fingertips right now because 1.45 Mattis Westendorp's start score. Lily Atwood, our current leader, 2.05, can just nudge ahead of Caribou Horta with a clear hit, and Mattis Westendorp has started off absolutely perfectly. It's a positive, committed speed, but it's all in control as well. Stolido down to the Oxa, jumps it at 8. Breezes through the combination, 9 AB and 10 as well. Mattis Westendorp to deliver one of the rare clear rounds of the afternoon. And as I say, to go into individual gold medal position with 2 rounds remaining. And there it is. Perfect.
Clear round.
Well done. Mattis Westendorp is into the gold medal position.
So it has 1.4.
He allows himself a smile, and Lily Atwood will drop second.
Et sans faute en 73 secondes.
1.45 is the new score that leads the way individually here. The young rider Europeans in Vilamoura. Well done. Superb round.
Has 16.36 into third place at the moment.
Point de l'Allemagne, 16.36.
And not only a super round individually for Mattis Westendorp, but that crucial clear also puts Germany up onto the podium medal-wise for the team standings. Peter Toivo's German team now, 16.36. They go into third position. This another lady who's right in the individual shake-up. Jenny Krogstetter is away now for Norway. This is the lovely Swedish warm-blood, former Philip Arts ride. It is Curious Friday out of the starts. Jenny Krogstetter starting on 4.21, lying 23rd after the opening day. Curious Friday just reaches for the skies over the water. Huge jump. This pair look to have the wind in their sails as they come off the corner to 8. 4.21 with 2 individual rounds remaining tomorrow morning, and the final. Young rider final will be at 5:30 Western European Summer Time on Sunday afternoon, the big finale of the week here. Curious Friday, no, another one. Falling foul of that plank on the home turn is devilish. And then, oh no, they've had a nightmare through the combination. Disappointing to watch, and I can only imagine Jenny must have a sinking feeling. That was such a good round, nearly established. But 12 started the rot at the plank off the turn at 11, and 3 down in the home run. 12 to add, and 16.21 for Jenny Krogstetter.
So now Norway has a total of 43.23.
Et les points de la Norvège sont les suivants, 43.23.
Hungary is next. Hungary with Thomas Domson riding Conquistador.
Et nous avons la Hongrie en piste.
4 more to come. Everybody back end of this second Young Rider European Championship round here in Vilamoura, and they are all on good scores, particularly this man, best of the final 4 to start. 1.62. Tamas Dumza is away. And a clear here will go second behind Mattis Westendorp. Conquistador is off to a very smooth start. He's an impressive horseman. Conquistador, 10 years of age, there's little hand of variant. He's light-footed, he's careful, he's agile. And Tamas Dumza is still clear down to 9A and B. It is his young rider debut. This is partner in Zuiderwolde. 2 years ago for the junior Europeans, 42nd individually. They can go much better this week here in Portugal. Tamas Dumza runs Conquistador down to the final line. Sadly, the treble is the only mistake on the Hungarian card. It was a great effort. I think this man has got a big future in world show jumping. A cool-headed, super position, and it's a 4-penalty round only, but I'm afraid Tamas Dumza, he drops out of the silver. He'll still be close enough come the 2 rounds remaining. 5.62 is his total.
So Hungary has a total of 29.17 in the first round, Nations Cup.
À la fin de la première manche, la Hongrie a 29,17.
In campo per Italia, Francesco Corredo in sella Nico Fix.
L'Italie est en piste avec Francesco Corredo qui monte.
This pair were eye-catching and brilliant on the opening day. 1.98 their total. 6th position was a very strong opening performance. Francesco Corredo is away. This is Neko Fix jumping. The Italian pair, 3rd last of the 2nd Young Rider European round, I'm afraid. Early blemish at 3, front bar of the Oxa. Particularly frustrating because Francesco was eyeing up 2nd place with a clear, with just a nipped ahead of Lily Atwood. But Neko Fix still. 5.98 the current total, not out of the running by any manner of means. Bernardo Costa Cabra, you think, will keep building in this same vein. So there will be 2 influential rounds still to come tomorrow morning and Sunday afternoon for the young riders. That is nigh on guaranteed. Neko Fix, sadly, adds a little bit of insult to injury. Francesco Corredo, homebound now. It's been a very positive performance, but I'm afraid has to add 12. Misjudgment at the last fence. And 1.98 plus the 12 inside the time. 13.98 for the last of the round for Italy. Frustration, I'm afraid, for Francesco Corredo. Great effort for the young Italian.
Total for the championship at the moment, 13.98.
12,74-33 et championnat 13,98.
Italy has now at the moment 24.73.
Et l'Italie a 24,73.
And last
Italy with that problem for Francesco Corredo. They finish 24.73 is the total. Neko Fix is the discard score of this 2nd round. Marco Bergomi's Italian team, 8th position, 24.73 with 2 to come. Sky Morsinkov is the penultimate of this 2nd Young Rider European Championship round here in Vilamoura. FEI Europeans of 2021, and Sky brings 4.46 to the start, right in touch with those around her faltering. Come rain or shine, sadly. Giovangino Blue is the new starter. Mattis Westendorp, individual, gold medal position, 1.45 at the sharp end of the individual competition. 4.46 is going to go again into the top 6 or so. Sky Morsinkov down though, no, foot in the water at 6. Sky Morsinkoff, just that one error down. No, another one goes into the combination, sadly. It's a good effort, but I'm afraid it's going to slip her down the individual leaderboard. G Vingino Blue completing, and it is 8 to add. Sky will complete on 12.46 at the close of play on this superb evening here in Vilamoura. Light breeze just to cool things a little bit, both in terms of the weather and the heat of the competition as well. And then there was one, and the 83rd and the final combination of this Young Rider European Championship second round. First of the team rounds, and the conclusion will be tomorrow morning. Do join us early tomorrow. It's going to be a 9 o'clock start here in Vilamoura, Central European time, 10 a.m. And Diego Ramos Maniero will be the last of the second round. 4.57 is his start score. Again, it's another very important individual round, because a clear round here would put Diego up into 5th position, just in behind Harry Allen. We'll give you the final standings for both team and individual honours at the conclusion of Diego Ramos Maniero's round. But I tell you, this is a very positive start here for the young Spaniard. He's right on track. Diego Ramos Maniero is clear now, turning home line, 5 still to jump. This plank treacherous off the turn, jumps it, takes us to très bon to soar up the individual Young Rider European Championship leaderboard here. This is so good a round. It's going to be a clear. Oh yes, well done. Diego Ramos Maniero delivers
clear round.
A superb clear. We have only 6 clears in total after 83 have started. And Diego Ramos Maniero takes us to très bon. They go into 5th position, 4.57. So, ladies and gentlemen, finally we can exhale. It has been a true white knuckle ride. I hope you've enjoyed the action. I can summarise the individual standings first for you. In 5th place, that round we've just enjoyed takes us to très bon. Diego Ramos Maniero, he is 5th, 4.57. Harry Allen looking for another European title. That is Guinness in 4th place for Ireland, 3.18. Emily Conter, she jumped the second of our 6 clears, Valento CS for Belgium, 3.14 in individual bronze medal position. Lily Atwood was one of the greatest rounds of the day, attacked all the way. And Caribou Horta, individually silver. Lily Atwood 2.05, but he was super smooth. Mattis Westendarp, 2 rounds to come individually. And Stolido leads the way at the Young Rider European Champs for Germany. 1.45 is the score that leads the way at the halfway stage of the individual Young Rider European competition. The team position is as follows. Belgium. They won the juniors earlier and 13.35, bidding for a European double. Rick Draat's Belgian team in pole position. Ireland second. Liam Buckley's team 15.56 with the silver currently. Last round tomorrow morning. And Germany's team, they are in the bronze medal position, 16.36. Trailed narrowly, it's very much nip and tuck between Great Britain and Germany, 16.72. And Spain, they have really benefited today. They were brilliant. And that round of Diego Ramos Maniero has lifted Spain up into 5th position. 2 time penalties, 1 apiece for Carlos Langa Frail and Nerea Gada Gordebil Marrero. That is Spain knocking on the medals for the team competition, 18.67. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been so exciting. A real pleasure bringing you all of the action on this third day of the Young Rider Europeans, the juniors and the children on horses as well. And we wish you a super night. We will be back tomorrow morning for the conclusion of the Young Riders team competition. That starts at 9 o'clock, the penultimate round of the individual competition, with the finals coming on Sunday afternoon at 5:30. From myself, Ed Holloway, thank you for listening. Goodbye. We will see you tomorrow morning.